Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
What's the party for? We just finished our Active Directory rollout. We created a single AD forest and consolidated 70 domains to 4. With group policy, new Salesforce apps deploy in a day instead of weeks. It's gonna save us over $2 million a year.
With new Windows Server 2003, you can do more with less.
And slide.
This fall,
are you reeling in the year?
On the season premiere of That 70s Show, find out who Jackie finally chooses.
You wanna see something hot? Watch me drink raw eggs.
You're allergic to eggs.
My eyes feel tight. Do I look okay?
Oh my God! And how Fez handles married life.
Your wife's on your honeymoon with another guy.
Carlos is just like a chaperone. He, son of a...
The season premiere of That 70s Show.
Hey, pretty lady. Like what you see?
Wednesday, October 29th at 8 on Fox.
Get ready for Fox Laugh Out Loud Sunday. First, Brad Pitt is Boomhauer's brother. On the King of the Hill season premiere. Then it's the all-new Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. And Malcolm's Family hits Vegas with David Cassidy.
Those aren't for you. Pass them up!
Plus, it's the premiere of Arrested Development, the show Time magazine calls the fall's best new sitcom.
I'm having the time of my life.
Hey, T-Bone. Fox Laugh Out Loud Sunday premieres 2 weeks from tonight.
Welcome back to the field here on Ford Field with Bill Moss and Sam Rosen. I'm Chris Myers. For Bill Parcells, it's another return game. He's already beaten the Giants and the Jets where he coached. This is where he wanted to play. Detroit drafted Parcells in 1964 in the 7th round as an offensive lineman. His pro career as a player began and ended here. He didn't make it. He was cut the preseason. Had nowhere to go. Didn't really think about coaching, but that was the job he had. So Parcells took a job at Hastings College, and the rest is coaching history. It's a history he hopes to continue with today. A victory by Parcells and the Cowboys that would equal their win total for all of last year. Sam, Bill?
Well, he may not have played all that well, Chris, but he sure can coach. He's done a great job thus far, but he's trying to downplay everything, reminding his players that but for a few plays they could be 1-4, not 4-1.
Well, talking to him before the game, Sam, you're exactly right. He said we have zero margin for error. He said a couple fumbles here and there, and we could be behind the 8 ball.
The Lions have won the coin toss, elected to receive. They've got a new kick returner and punt returner, a former Dallas Cowboy, Reggie Swinton. There he is. He had a kick return line. Marcus Steele, the leading tackler on special teams for the Cowboys, made the tackle. Joey Harrington, playing with an injured right index finger, leads his team onto the field. To start offensively, the offensive line, Ray Brown, despite a sprained toe, will start at right guard today. The ageless veteran, Sean Bryson, will start in the backfield at running back. We'll see a lot of Olandis Gary. There was a flag on the play against the Dallas Cowboys, and they will kick off again. Toby Goen, the punter, also does the kicking off. So the Cowboys will do it again. Set back 5 yards. Chuck Prefer, special teams coach of the Lions, talking to his group.
Well, he brings them all in together. See, they're going to move back the kickoff because I believe they had enough sides is what they're going to do. They're going to re-kick it.
Right.
And now you have more field to work with, you know. So your wedge, everybody has to move up. You take a look at Detroit. Everybody has to move up about 10 yards. The wedge is going to actually form probably around the 35, 40-yard line. The wedge is going to form right about there. When it's used to forming back around the 20-yard line, when they get together, now they have to get together and say, okay, look, we're going to move up 10 yards. Everything's up 10 yards. Coach is right on top of it.
Swinton set. James Whalen, you had a look at number 81, a fine special teams player. Goen's kick. Swinton from the 13. The wedge to the left. Swinton turns right, got tripped up, gets up to the 30-yard line. So the 5-yard penalty, they gain 5 yards on the return. Check out the Cowboys on defense. And the defense has played well. They've got a good rotation. Greg Ellis is the man who leads in quarterback pressures from the defensive end position. Linebackers are fast. Dat Wynn is the leading tackler. He had 10 last week against the Eagles. And the secondary, outstanding. The second-year safety is reminding people of Ronnie Lott. There is Roy Williams.
They will change the receivers' minds about going in the middle of the field.
Oh, yes. First down from the 30. Harrington to throw. Plenty of time. Nobody open. Then he releases for the tight end, Casey Fitzsimmons, and it's incomplete.
What'd you say?
For the tight end.
No, you said nobody was open.
Oh, yeah.
And you see plenty of time, and nobody was open. And that time, what I did like, I saw Harrington moved around the pocket a little bit. You know, he just didn't stay there as a statue. He saw, and then he moved because he felt it was closing in on him, and he bought the guys more time, but nobody was open.
So Fitzsimmons getting the start at tight end. Both receivers to the left. Bryson cuts it back, gets a couple of yards before he stopped with Greg Ellis leading the way on the tackle, number 98.
And that's one aspect of the Detroit Lions game that has to get going for him. You know, you got to get that running game going. I mentioned at the top, James Stewart obviously gone before the season starts, and then they've had a bevy of running backs in there. They've settled on Bryson pretty much. Landis Gary comes in, but Bryson's got the brunt of the load, really. But now look what you're dealing with. And for a young quarterback in this offense with those receivers, third and forever isn't a good situation.
Third and 8, 3 wide receivers in. Oz Hakeem in motion. Scotty Anderson is in as well. Harrington throwing and completing to Anderson, but short of a first down. Outstanding tackle by Dat Wynn and Dexter Coakley, preventing Scotty Anderson from getting to the first down line.
Oh, that's the speed of those linebackers. Coakley, Dat Wynn. Watch him. This is a crossing route underneath. Scotty Anderson. See him settle down behind the umpire? But look at the two linebackers right there to stop any progression of yardage.
That's Nick Harris, who formerly punted with the Cincinnati Bengals. He's been picked up for a short-term replacement for John Jett, who's out with an injury. Harris kicks it away. Zuriel Smith takes it and is tripped up immediately. Jimmy Wyrick with a good tackle for the Lions. The Cowboys will start from their 26-yard line after a 38-yard punt.
There's Jimmy Wyrick, who they weren't sure before the game what kind of condition he's in. He's had some ailments, but he beat the jam right off there outside the gunner. He was only single blocked, and he beat it, and he made that play.
Quincy Carter comes out on the field. He's done a fine job for the Cowboys this season, completing better than 56% of his passes. His offensive line, Flozell Adams, 70 consecutive starts at offensive tackle. Joey Galloway, Terry Glenn will also see a lot of Antonio Bryant in 3 wide receiver sets. Right now, it's in motion is Terry Glenn. The play fake by Carter. Has time, throws to Hambrick out of the backfield. Troy Hambrick up to the 35-yard line. Barrett Green on the stop for the Lions. Take a look at the Lions defensively. James Hall has played very well at defensive end. They've got the 2 big tackles, Wilkinson and Rogers. Linebackers, Barrett Green, Earl Holmes, and Boss Bailey, the rookie, has been outstanding. Dre Bly, 4 interceptions. That's tied for second in the NFL. Hambrick and Anderson, Richie Anderson in at fullback. Galloway in motion. They fake the end around. Hambrick with a big haul is brought down up at around the 49-yard line by Otis Smith, but a big hole in the middle.
Fake reverse. You see the fake reverse. They come out with play action on the first play. Then watch the job inside right here. Look at that. Look at the split. See the split right there? Outstanding job of Hambrick finding the hole in there. They double team the nose and get the push on Big Daddy Wilkerson, then seal Shawn Rogers. Larry Allen, Lair, fine job up front.
13-yard pickup for Troy Hambrick. Avion Cason comes in the backfield with Richie Anderson. It's Cason and a great penetration by Big Daddy Dan Wilkinson, pulling down Cason for a big loss.
And that's what they brought Big Daddy here to do. Watch number 72 right here, and watch the push he gets. He's right upfield. He comes underneath the block of Ryan Young. Ryan Young was the tackle, and that's a tough block for a tackle to get down and try to cut him off when Big Daddy is coming inside to the center position. Too far for Ryan Young to get to Big Daddy, and he's in the backfield, disrupts the whole play.
Loss of 7 on the play, 2nd and 17. 3 wide receivers in. Antonio Bryant in with Terry Glenn and Joey Galloway. Draw play to Richie Anderson. There's a big hole for him, but he's tripped up on a nice tackle by Roderick Babers, number 26, the rookie cornerback.
Check out Troy Hambrick. See, they switch position. Here's Anderson, the fullback, and right there is Hambrick. Watch him get up on Boss Bailey. See that seal? Fine block by Hambrick. And Hambrick, you know, that's normally the runner. You know, the halfback, the guy who's carrying the ball a lot. But you can see these two guys are so talented. They're both strong, physical runners, and they can both block.
Kalimba Edwards is in at right defensive end. James Hall moves inside. Dan Wilkinson comes out on 3rd and long. Out of the shotgun. Carter rolling, ran into trouble. He ran right towards Corey Harris. And Harris fought off the block and took down Quincy Carter. Good defensive series for the Lions.
3rd down blitz. Watch Corey Harris outside here. Nobody blocks him, and he's up there on Ryan Young and comes back inside when he sees the little rollout by Quincy Carter. That's containment. Kurt Schottenheimer finding different ways to change up to make sure they don't move the pocket on him.
Reggie Swinton returning punts as well. Eddie Drummond remains out with a high ankle sprain and knee sprain. He'll be out a couple of weeks. Yes. Whoa, nearly had it blocked, but got off a good punt. Swinton, fair catch at the 9-yard line. Good punt under pressure by Toby Goen. The fans in Detroit coming to see the Lions and the Cowboys.
Remember how great the last day of school was? That's what getting away on a Southwest Airlines Fun Fair feels like. They're everyday low fares to your favorite vacation spots that start at just $49.
You are now free to move about the country.
Happy Jack wasn't told, but he wasn't there. Get some love, Jack. They try. They drop things on his back. And lie. They couldn't stop Jack, all the water stopping. And they couldn't prevent Jack from being happy.
This is Roy Williams of the Dallas Cowboys. Roy helps United Way by volunteering in his community to improve people's lives. He knows what matters. Today, he's teaching kids important lessons for life.
Now remember, these guys are like your linemen, and she is your tailback. And most importantly, this is the quarterback, protected at all costs.
So is this a Hail Mary?
No, that would be checkmate.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
Back in Detroit, young fans with a good seat. Lions' second offensive possession. Casey Fitzsimmons in a tight end, the rookie out of the small school Carroll College. The Lions going without their top receiver and deep threat in Charles Rogers, Bill Schrader, Oz Hakeem. We'll see a lot of Scotty Anderson. They need to pick it up, Bill. In the absence.
Empty backfield.
Yeah. Going out is Alandis Gary to the right. Short throw over the middle. Drop by Oz Hakeem. That's not picking it up in the absence of Charles Rogers. JB has an update for us. Let's go to him right now.
Hey, Sam, take a look at what's happening in Atlanta. Real quick strikes. Ward done. Second play from scrimmage. Opening drive. 69 yards as he takes the handoff. But guess what? 3 plays later, New Orleans. Brooks hooks up with Dante Stallworth. How far? 69 yards. We're all tied at 7. Back to Sam Rosen and Bill Moss.
Thanks, JB. It looks like you're going to have to send Howie down there to New Orleans, find out what's wrong with them.
Uh-oh. On second down, Alandis Gary. ran well 2 weeks ago in the loss to San Francisco. It's a couple of yards up across the 10-yard line. And once again, brings up 3rd and long.
You know, the one thing talking to Steve Mariucci yesterday, Sam, about his offense, he said, everything's by committee. I got running backs by committee. I got receivers by committee. I got tight ends by committee. Everything he does is by committee. And this West Coast offense can't operate like that. You need a guy at all 5 of the specialist positions in order for this offense to work.
Is he still trying to find who those guys are?
He's trying to find guys that'll make plays.
Harrington out of the shotgun. Steps up and he's sacked. Leroy Glover with his 3rd sack of the season. Takes down Joey Harrington, who's only sacked for the 4th time this season. It's the 5th sack given up by the Lions, and they are forced to punt.
Here's Leroy, 97. Watch the rush. And the thing about it is, you know where Harrington's going to be. Watch. See, they know where you got to rush the passer because he's going to be there. Pick a spot and find a way to beat the offensive lineman to get to that spot, and he'll be there.
Nick Harris heels close to the end line. Gets it away. Zuriel Smith at the 40 of the Lions. And is ridden out of bounds hard by Brian Walker at the 36. But how about this field position for the Cowboys? A good defensive series leads to a short punt, and good field position for the Dallas Cowboys.
Did we make a beer with 1/3 less carbs than Coors Light taste good? No. We made it taste great. Miller Lite. Great taste. Less filling.
Philly cheesesteak pizza. No drooling this time.
Guys like Philly cheesesteak. Guys like Domino's Pizza. That's why Domino's created the new Philly cheesesteak pizza. Get a medium for only $9.99 and any second medium for just $5 more. Get the door. It's Domino's new Philly cheesesteak pizza.
Life got simple the day I plugged into the big brown machine. West Coast overnight, done. China, 48 hours, done. Brown picks it all up together and delivers it all on time. And with their global tracking system, I get the proof. It isn't that I'm not a trusting person. Yes, it is.
International Overnight Ground. Synchronized. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Taxi! Taxi!
8.
5.
2.
23. Taxi!
0.
Hello, Moto.
The Miracle Marlins look for a shocking 2-0 lead against the Yankees. The World Series tonight on Fox.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Bill Parcells, Maurice Carthon. To the right, Sean Payton, masterminding. Right about this area of the field is where they like to take their shots. Go 3 wide, spread you out, and they have a lot of speed at that wide receiver position.
Right, Galloway left, Dan Campbell the tight end shifts, and Troy Hambrick carries. And he pushes his way toward the 30-yard line, running hard. They pull the ball out of his hands. The Lions have it. Trey Bly is heading for the end zone. And he takes it in. Trey Bly picked up the loose ball that was pulled out of the hands of Troy Hambrick. It is a touchdown for the Lions.
Well, there was a pile of people that Troy Hambrick was pushing. Corey Harris came over, jumped in the pile, and ripped that ball out. Hambrick's trying to say his motion was stopped. His forward motion was stopped right here. See, Corey Harris has his hand on it. He's trying to pull it out. That ball did come out, obviously a fumble. Cowboys are trying to say that his forward momentum was stopped.
And Dre Bly with his second touchdown of the season. He returned an interception for a touchdown earlier this season, and the Lions have taken the lead on a defensive touchdown, a 67-yard fumble recovery and return by Dre Bly. The extra point by Jason Hansen is good, and the Lions have a 7-0 lead.
No room for no margin for error, Bill Parr says. Sell says.
Gina, check this out. I'm sitting next to your new boyfriend. Don't you just love your new boyfriend?
I do love him.
As long as you're happy.
Picture mail that talks from Sprint. At Sprint stores, choose from a wide selection of picture phones starting at $99.99. Share it when it happens.
Fox Tomorrow, a real American cowboy with a fake American fortune, is taking the women of Europe for a ride.
He's worth about $80 million.
Would Fox lie to innocent foreign women who've never heard of Joe Millionaire? Oui.
He's rich.
The next Joe Millionaire, an international affair, at 8/7 Central tomorrow on Fox.
When two of LA's most powerful families go to war.
I want to know every illegal activity Goldman's been involved in.
You are the only issue he's got.
The most dangerous act of all.
You do not turn your back on your mother and me.
Is to fall for the enemy.
I can't help it. I love him.
We are trying to protect you. It can cost us the election.
From executive producer Jerry Bruckheimer comes an irresistible new drama.
Nothing is going to keep us from being together.
Skin, series premiere, 9/8 Central tomorrow on Fox.
This November, on the season premiere of Malcolm, the family hits Las Vegas. And Vegas hits back. Will Hal leave with his winnings? Will Lois leave with David Cassidy?
Does my hair look okay? You mean compared to his?
And will Malcolm leave with his dignity?
Those aren't for you. Pass them off.
The season premiere of Malcolm, coming Sunday, November 2nd on Fox.
Corey Harris, number 25. There's Corey Harris right up in the box, 8-man. Watch him in motion with the tight end. String this play out and come back in. Somebody holds you up. Somebody else comes in and strips the ball.
Lions shifting. First they shifted into a formation that looked like onside kick. Now they go back to regular. Kayson slips one man, the ball pops loose, but it's recovered, I believe, by Lynn Scott of the Dallas Cowboys. Racy Walker popped that ball loose from Avion Kayson.
Sam, the Cowboys have been very, very, very fortunate with fumbles. Coming into this game, they had 7 fumbles on the ground that they fumbled, and they only lost one of them. That fumble there cost them by Hambrick. There was another one they just got lucky here on the kickoff. They were able to recover. Margin of error.
Lynn Scott
0.
did the job.
Happy Jack wasn't told, but he wasn't there. Jack, they try. They drop things on his back and ride. They couldn't stop Jack and the waters got and they couldn't prevent Jack from being happy.
When you describe my game, you'll need words like woo! You need words like ah! You'll need words like ah! Dang. My name's Paul. Vince. Carmelo. I create. Adjectives.
NBA Live 2004 with freestyle. Ready for everyone.
I create with freestyle.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Recently, Castrol Syntec was tested against every leading brand of conventional 5W30 motor oil. It was a punishing comparison, under extreme heat and stress, beyond anything a car would ever face.
Bob, what are the readings on the other car?
In the end, under these grueling conditions, Castrol Syntec simply performed better. Castrol Syntec. Everything else is just motor oil.
Fox This NFL Sunday is brought to you by the new H2, Hummer like nothing else. By Miller Lite. Tell it over a great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. It's Miller time. By NBA Live 2004 from EA Sports. Create your game with freestyle control. And by Castrol Syntec. Everything else is just motor oil.
Stephen Trejo being blocked here by Hambrick. Marcus Steele, watch his helmet. Oh, it pops off. Marcus Steele stays with the block.
The fumble recovery officially given to Brady James of the Dallas Cowboys, who starts from the 22. Play fake by Carter, going deep for Joey Galloway, batted away by Brian Walker.
Now that was a risky throw. You know, I think they dialed up a play action pass, and Quincy's trying to make something happen and try to get back into this game, putting it on his shoulders, and he threw that thing into double coverage. I mean, they were all covered up outside. He's lucky it was just batted away.
Dre Bly with good coverage on Joey Galloway. 3 wide receivers in for Dallas. Antonio Bryant has come in. 5 defensive backs for the Lions on 2nd and 10. And Quincy Carter doesn't like the formation.
Well, there wasn't an end man on the right side of the line of scrimmage. You can't have a tackle as your end man. There has to be an end someplace on the right side.
Bill Parcells very upset with the way this game has started for his team. The Cowboys have called timeout. Bill Parcells didn't want to talk to Quincy Carter. Says stay on.
You know, some interesting facts about Delaware, guys. It was the first state to ratify the Constitution. Thank you, forefathers. Man, am I glad we wrote that thing up. Each article, I mean, we'll cover all the articles, but North Carolina. Horse population of 220,000. A lot of hoofs, too, almost 1 million. A lot of hay. You know, what is hay exactly? Is it wheat? You know, I dated a girl named Georgia. Had to break
For when you need it most, our longest lasting Energizer Max ever.
After that, I told myself,
Do you have the bunny
I
inside?
am not dating girls named after states.
Donovan McNabb and his mom are coming to your home.
Hey, what's going on? Come on in. Where's the kitchen? Back here.
And they're bringing dinner.
Can't believe these guys.
Campbell's Chunky Chicken Corn Chowder. Now heartier with even more chicken. Sure beats another frozen dinner.
One game before you go. I'm McNabb.
No, I'm McNabb.
Come on, Donovan. I'm always McNabb.
I am McNabb.
Boys, play nice. I'm McNabb. It's my house. I'm McNabb.
I'm McNabb.
I'm McNabb.
Have Chunky Soup for dinner. Make it Campbell's instead.
Welcome to McNabb 101, the fundamentals of football. Football can teach you a lot of interesting things, like how to perform under pressure. And it's good. How to express yourself. There's a lot of Mississippi ball over there, a lot of ball. Most importantly, football teaches you how to have fun. Buccaneers winning San Diego. So what are we waiting on? Let's go play some football. Let's go. NFLshop.com. Check it out.
Access NFL.com to vote for your favorite NFL All-Stars. The Pro Bowl ballot is online exclusively at NFL.com.
Frustration on the Cowboys sideline here in Detroit, and especially for Troy Hambrick, who Bill Parcells said coming in never fumbles. The Cowboys, although pleased with his effort, not happy with the total running performance of Hambrick at the trade deadline. They called Seattle and asked about Sean Alexander. The Cowboys called San Francisco and asked about Barlow. They were turned down. They're stuck with Hambrick. He knows he's playing for his job here. Sam, Bill?
Thanks, Chris. And that play is stopped. Looks like the Lions jumped offside, but were they drawn? As Terry McCauley, our referee, talks things over and will let us know.
Prior to the snap, defensive encroachment, number 72, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Dan Wilkinson, the man called for jumping across the line.
And I think about the running back trying to trade to get somebody, and the offense is the same for Bill Parcells. It was the same with the Giants with Phil Simms. It was the same when he went up to New England. Even though he had Bledsoe. Maximum protection, and you need a guy that can run the football. Every place he has been, he's had somebody that was explosive back there that can do something once you get into the second level.
On 2nd and 5, Carter throws and completes it to Antonio Bryant. Out of a 3 wide receiver formation, Bryant out of bounds at the 40-yard line for a 1st down.
That's a matchup they like, and that's why you see the 3 wide receivers. You're bringing Bryant in, and here Bryant's a guy. He's 6'3". Babers is 5'9" right here. Not that the matchup came into play there because of the cushion that was given by Babers, but it's a good matchup for the Cowboys. The secondary has been decimated by injuries all season long for the Detroit Lions.
They stay with 3 wide receivers. Campbell, the tight end, in motion. The play fake to Hambrick. Carter, plenty of time. Wanted to go deep. Now he gets rid of it, and it's caught by Terry Glenn. He stepped in front of the defender. There's a flag on the play. A beautiful catch by Terry Glenn.
Man, oh man, what a catch by Terry Glenn. And they're going to call, what they're going to call here, I believe, is pass interference on defense. Yeah, it is. Because Terry Glenn, you talk about concentration. Terry Glenn gets racked before this ball even gets near him. The defender to that side of the field, as he was running a crossing route trying to get open, Terry Glenn ran into the defender. The defender didn't see him coming across and just smashed Terry Glenn.
Defense, number 28, automatic first down.
Called on Bracy Walker.
Watch the concentration here. He's going to work his way all the way across the field. This is Terry Glenn. And as he gets over to the right side of the field, watch him run into the defender. Oh, yeah. He runs into Barrett Green there, and then after that, Bracy Walker.
From the Lions 39 on first down, it's Troy Hambrick. Got a couple of yards on the play. Dre Bly with the tackle. JB has another update for us.
All right, Sam, take a look here at Mark Bulger, 8-0 as a starter at home, hooking up with Torrey Holt. Smart post route, 39 yards, 7-3 Rams. Then take a look at Philadelphia, capitalizing 10 plays, 89 yards. Brian Westbrook, the young man out of Villanova, worked the touchdown, 7-0 Eagles over the Giants. Back to Sam, Bill, and Chris.
Westbrook had the injured hip last week, missed a good portion of the game, bouncing back. Big game between those two NFC East teams. Carter wants to throw the screen, and it's stopped. Brian Walker takes down Richie Anderson for a big loss.
Great coverage. Well dialed up. It was a blitz play defensively. They brought the blitz. They come with the linebackers inside. Watch him come inside. Now Walker out here is going to come over and work the screen. See him? Reading Carter takes him right to Richie Anderson. Fine defense by Detroit.
Brian Walker with the stop, 8th-year man out of Washington State. Dallas sends in 3 wide receivers on 3rd and 14. They have to get to the 28-yard line for a first down. Lions show blitz. It's coming. Carter throws and hits his man. Antonio Bryant, but short of a first down. He got to the 35, and that's all. The rookie Roderick Babers, who they picked up on waivers from the Giants, rookie out of Texas, made the tackle.
Oh boy, they bring blitz. They go 3 wide. Kurt Schottenheimer says, you guys going to spread them out? I'm going to come after you. And they do. They brought Boss Bailey inside there. But did Troy Hambrick, who Bill Parcells loves in pass protection, and he picked up the right guy. He stepped up there and just drilled Boss Bailey.
Billy Cundiff, who's 2 for 3 in attempts longer than 50 yards, will attempt a 53-yarder out of the hold of Toby Goen. The kick is on the way. It has the distance, and it's good. Billy Cundiff with a season-long 53-yarder. He has now made 12 in a row. Let's hold on. Was there a flag on the play? It's against the Lions. But it, let's see. Concerned Steve Mariucci looks on.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, leverage, defense, number 92, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Wow, Sean Rogers, who has blocked several field goals, I believe it's 4 in his career, is called for leverage. Well, they called it on Rogers, but it looked like somebody going over the back of Dan Wilkinson. You can't climb up a teammate's back to try and block it.
That wasn't on Rogers.
No, it wasn't Rogers. It might have been Kalimba Edwards, 98.
Oh, no, there was. Yeah, it was 98. It was Clint Edwards. He was climbing up over top of another player.
It gives Dallas a first down at the Lions 20. Huge penalty. Short drop. Carter. Pump fake. Throws for the end zone. It's caught. Was he inbounds? Yes.
Wow.
Touchdown.
Wow.
Fabulous grab by Terry Glenn. He beat Roderick Babers and Otis Smith on the play.
I don't know if he got his feet in. Boy, it was something else.
This could be challenged. This one might be challenged.
There goes the flag. Mooch threw the flag.
The official was right there on it, made the call for touchdown. That ball's thrown perfectly. The question is, did he get both feet down?
I think his right foot was on the back of the end zone. I think he's going to be ruled out there, Sam.
Ooh.
Detroit has challenged the ruling on the field. The pass was complete and a touchdown.
That left foot, Bill. Dragged the right, but the left foot may have been on the end line.
That's...
What an effort by Terry Glenn.
Now that other shot, the second to the last shot there, I think might have shown that he was inbounds.
Very, very close.
He is as acrobatic as a receiver as there is in the NFL. And to me, always has been. Take a look at the...
Wow. And again, with the call, the ruling on the field is touchdown, so they must have indisputable visual evidence to overturn that call.
You know what? That's good in my book. It really is, because hey, take it live speed. Okay, there's possession. Right there's possession. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. And that's as fine a play as you'll ever see by a wide receiver on the back of the end zone.
That's a great catch, and if it stands, maybe a great call by the official. You know, Steve Mariucci is upset.
Yeah, well, let's go back. I mean, let's take it live speed. You know, take that thing live speed. That's a heck of a call by the official. I mean, that woof. And don't forget now, when it comes to sidelines or the back of the end zone and plays like that, and they have to look first at the feet and then up to the possession of the ball. Now that's the mechanics of their eyes. Feet up, possession.
And here's the ruling on the challenge from referee Terry McCauley.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Is a touchdown.
Steve Mariucci doesn't like it. Bill Parcells is satisfied. The Cowboys with a big touchdown, but that 15-yard penalty really cost the Lions.
You know, I go back and I go back to the call that they called on Sean Rogers, but it was actually Clemba Edwards. And that rule, it was supposed to be you're not allowed to run up and jump and land on somebody. When you're down there in the trenches, you can climb, go, you know, jump on people. You're trying to get to the ball. The rule is supposed to be when you're behind the line of scrimmage, you can't run up, jump, and land on somebody. But when you're down in a three-point stance and you come up and you're trying to get through there any way you can, I don't think that should have been called.
Billy Cundiff for the extra point. There are actually two rules, Bill. One is climbing. One is climbing on a teammate's back, and that's the way the official saw that one. Terry Glenn with his second touchdown reception of the season. Quincy Carter's fifth touchdown pass. Fabulous work with the toes.
Beautiful camera work too by our guys. That's a heck of a shot, isn't it?
Good pass by Quincy Carter.
You'll be watching that tonight on all the game replays of everybody.
Take us through it, Billy.
Well, it's the old, just a little wiggle and then to the post by Glenn up top there. Just a little faint, you know, wiggle as if he's going to run it to the pylon, to a corner route, and then come back inside to the post.
And that pass had to be thrown well because there were two defenders there.
Ball was right on the money. And sometimes Quincy Carter, when he has protection in the pocket and he sets up, sometimes he throws as good a ball as anybody in the NFL. You know, and sometimes when he gets harried or he's under pressure, he looks like a young quarterback. But that one there, everything about it was beautiful.
Line drive kick from Toby going to the sideline, stays in bounds, picked up by Reggie Swinton. Belly's back, and he is down it to 10. He wound up losing over 10 yards. There's a flag on the play.
You get a piece of his face mask.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, kicking team number 47, 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's Pete Hunter. Pete Hunter has taken several penalties the last couple of weeks.
You know what? And Bill Parcells wasn't going to dress him today because of the 2 penalties he had last week. He said, you know, the kid's a heck of a talent, but I just got to get him to come around to what we're doing. There it is. That's the taunt right there, right after the tackle.
So that gets the Lions 15 yards, and they'll start from the 24-yard line.
He won't dress next week.
Penalties have cost him playing time already. Harrington works out of the shotgun with the game tied at 7. Short throw to the fullback, Corey Schlesinger. He's brought down by Dexter Coakley up across the 30-yard line. Let's go to the sideline to Chris Myers.
Well, Sam, over on the Cowboys sideline, Terry Glenn getting a lot of high fives, and players have said that's amazing catch, haven't seen anything like it. The guy he beat was Otis Smith. They were teammates in New England, of course. Both played for Bill Parcells at the time, and when we chatted with Coach Parcells yesterday, he spoke glowingly about both players in this matchup, and they'll be on each other most of the day. Obviously, Glenn got the best of it. Sam, Bill.
Thank you, Chris. On 2nd and 2. 2 tight ends in. Melandis Gary straight ahead. Roy Williams on the tackle, and he comes up a little bit short of that yellow first down line.
You know, Otis Smith been around a little bit.
Yes, he has.
37 years old, playing corner.
He amazes people.
Well, yeah, you just watch him play. And the thing about it is he's always been under kind of the Belichick kind of defense, you know, and he's here now in Detroit. He's just kind of feeling his way. He's just starting now to feel comfortable. Sam, you know, we talked to him, and he's just now learning the defense and understanding it and feeling pretty good about what he's doing out there.
Step back, checking off. 3 wide receivers in, rolling, throwing, completes it. Luans Hakeem. It's a first down.
I like it.
At the 42-yard line. I like it. What do you like about that?
I like the little roll. I like the move of the pocket. You know, in San Francisco, where Mariucci was, he was used, accustomed to Jeff Garcia, those rolls. You know, get him out of the pocket, move the pocket, get it going. You know, that's a little added, you know, flavor, if you will, to what they have been doing. You know, they don't want to leave Harrington just sitting right there in the middle of the pocket like a sitting duck with a target on his chest. They move that pocket a little bit, and that buys the receivers a little time.
Sean Bryson in the backfield with Corey Schlesinger. 2 tight ends to the left. And they run left off the pitch. Bryson gets outside.
That's his speed. You can't run outside.
Woodson gets there in a hurry. The great safety takes him down.
You just can't do that, I don't think, to the Cowboys. I think you're wasting your time if you try to run outside with the speed of these guys. Look at these guys. Watch them flow to the ball. 52, 59, 28. You're not going to beat them outside.
Eric Beverly didn't get out to provide the block. Second down and 9. Sean, make that. Michael Ricks is in at tight end. 3 wide receivers with Sean Bryson in the backfield. Oz Hakeem on the end around. He's got room. Tripped up as he gets close to the first down line. Roy Williams with a tackle. Time for more updates. JB's got him.
I tell you, they're throwing it. New Orleans, take a look at Aaron Brooks, Sam. Hooking up 32-yard strike to Joe Horn. 14-7 New Orleans. And then take a look at Mark Bulger. Man who is 8-0 at home, handed off that time, running back by committee. That to Arlen Harris, 3 yards, 14-3 Rams. Back to Sam Rosen.
Thanks, JB. You and I will get a look at the Rams next week in Pittsburgh.
With JB.
That's right.
Terry, Howie.
Sean Jefferson, who missed the last 2 games with an injury, is back in.
Jimmy? Is Jimmy incoming?
Didn't call me to tell you. Straight ahead, Landis Gary's diving for a first down. Went over the top. Gets the first down. That win with a stop.
Sam, who did he run over?
Ray Brown?
Ray Brown.
Oh, man.
You know, you talk about old guys, you talk about Otis Smith. How about Ray Brown?
Ray Brown are going to be watching the World Series tonight. I guarantee it. It's game 2. It's on Fox at 7:30. And the Marlins have a 1-0 lead in the series after the 3-2 win in New York last night. Watch it tonight. Ray Brown will be watching.
40 years old. He's got a sprained foot, torn pec.
And around fake. Harrington looking. And the pass, trying to force it into Landis Gary, and that win broke it up. You know what Ray Brown says when he turns on the film to watch how he played? He doesn't want to look old. I can understand that.
You know, the places he's been, the years. Look at his O-line coaches: Joe Bugle, Jim Hannafin, Bob McKittrick, the late Bob McKittrick, Carl Mock here. He credited Jim Hannafin with saving his career. Hanny told him, he said, "You're not a tackle, Ray. You're not a tackle, Ray. You're a guard."
And off inside to Landis Gary. Nothing there. Good stop on the play by Ebenezer Ekubon.
Hannafin taught him how to quick set. And for a guard, you have to know how to quick set because you always have that defensive tackle over you. Pass block, jump on top of him real quick.
End of the first quarter. Lions recovered a fumble, returned it 67 yards. Dre Bly, touchdown. Quincy Carter answered with a 20-yard strike to Terry Glenn. 7-7 end of the quarter.
Someone's threatening to initiate an outbreak of a very deadly virus.
This fall, the damage to this country would be catastrophic. Hold your breath.
They found a body that's been infected.
We have 2 hours before they release the virus.
But don't negotiate with terrorists. Because this time, open the door! The terror is contagious. Just do it now!
What happens next is on you, Jack!
The season premiere of 24, Tuesday, October 28th on Fox. Presented without commercial interruption by the next Ford F-150.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Small business owners are great at doing 2 things at once. If one hand is free, you'll find a use for it, and use both sides of the brain to solve 2 different problems. In that spirit, we introduce SBC Long Distance for Business. You can get 2 things, SBC Local and Long Distance Service, on 1 bill, and the low rate of just 3.6 cents a minute with a 1-year term, anytime, anywhere in the U.S., guaranteed. Seeing small business differently. SBC.
All clear, guys.
8.9 inches of running ground clearance. Just one of the many reasons why the Jeep Liberty is so capable. Right now, get 0% financing or a $1,500 cash allowance, plus our 770 powertrain limited warranty. If it's not trail rated, it's not a Jeep 4x4. The best values in America just got better.
This week,
How many more people do you have to hurt?
television's biggest event is on FX.
All we have is each other now. Show me what you got.
The season finale, Nip Tuck, this week only on FX.
Welcome back to Ford Field in Detroit. Sam Rosen, Bill Moss, Chris Myers, glad you're with us for the NFL on Fox. Now, the Lions were looking for an offensive spark. They've got a defensive touchdown. The offense staggering a little bit.
Yeah, you know, they still haven't been able to make that big play. Everything's been a little bit here and a little bit there, handoff. But you know, again, look where they're at, 3rd and 12. It's tough for a young quarterback to get anything going and to keep confidence as well when you're dealing with 3rd and long all the time and you don't have the playmaker to bust a big one.
3 wide receivers to the right have to get to the Dallas 43 for a first down. John Bryson in the backfield picks up the blitz.
Gone.
The toss for Scotty Anderson is overthrown. Dallas came with a blitz. Harrington had to get rid of it, but threw it a little too far. 2 scores in this game. Lions on the board first. Hambrick had the ball ripped out of his hands. Dre Bly picked it up and went all the way 67 yards. And then after a 15-yard penalty against the Lions, gave the Cowboys a first down. Quincy Carter hit Terry Glenn, who made a beautiful catch. Third punt of the game for Nick Harris. Fair catch called for by Zoriel Smith at the 17-yard line. This is a doubleheader day on Fox, and we've got some good games coming your way. Most of you will see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at San Francisco. Some of you will see the Redskins at Buffalo or the Bears at Seattle. And the biggest stories are in NFC. The NFC is on Fox.
Are we going?
Carl Owens, Keyshawn Johnson. Should be interesting to watch them play. The Bucs are 3-0 on the road.
How about San Fran? They tried to trade to Owens.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me.
Yeah, to Washington for Rod Gardner and a second-round draft choice. And how about this? The Skins said no.
Gennaro DiNapoli in at center for Dallas. Troy Hambrick carries and gets up across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Flag on the play. The Cowboys
late hit.
Have run the ball effectively.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit, defense, number 54, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Barrett Green, the linebacker, called for the late hit, and that costs the Lions another 15 yards. So they've had a couple of bad penalties in this game.
It kind of looked like on the sidelines he fell into it afterwards. He ran all the way across the field. And yeah, he wasn't trying to hit Hambrick. He just caught up in the mess there with Richie Anderson.
Seemed like he was off balance and fell down. The call made. 3 wide receivers in for Dallas. Troy Hambrick, big hole, gets outside. Ryan Walker pulls him down. May have been a face mask. 2 flags are down.
What penalties are killing Detroit as of right now.
Face mask against the Lions. So not only was there a big gain on the run, but tack on another 15 yards. 14-yard run, looks like a 15-yard penalty coming up.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Here's a pretty good matchup to watch right here. Look at my man Larry Allen right here, 73. Watch the block, how this springs. He takes Sean Rogers and just buries him. He really does. He just takes him and then he just seals him off, and that's how that hole opened. Rogers is in the vicinity of 360 pounds. Larry Allen, he's trimmed down a little bit this year to about 340.
Oh, okay.
Is that the battle of the Giants or what?
First down at the Detroit 29. Carter fakes the handoff. Plenty of time. Drops it off to Hambrick with room. Taken down at the 22-yard line. More updates. JB, what do you got now?
New Orleans and Atlanta battling. Both teams desperate for a win. Kurt Kittner in for the ineffective Doug Johnson starting today. Hooking up with Brian Finneran. 18-yard strike, all tied at the Dome. Meanwhile, Green Bay trying to bounce back from a demoralizing loss last week to Kansas City. Favre to Ahman Green. League-leading 10th touchdown. 14-10 Rams back to Sam.
Thanks, JB. Ahman Green leads the NFL in most yards from scrimmage. There's Hambrick. And that time he's brought down. Nice tackle by the middle linebacker, Earl Holmes. Detroit has been penalized 4 times in the game for 56 yards.
No, the costly one was the field goal. That penalty of jumping or climbing or leverage or whatever the heck it was, that cost him. That cost him the touchdown. You know, when...
Ooh. Don't want to see that. That is Flozell Adams, who has just been an anchor, a rock at tackle for the Dallas Cowboys, and that's big concern on the face of Bill Parcells. Flozell has started 70 games at tackle. Overall, I think it's 75 consecutive now.
hear that?
I hear it, I hear it, I hear it. Over there, over there. Back. Go that way, go that way. No, right. Right there.
The Corolla. It's not the destination. It's the drive.
She came from over there.
Introducing Wendy's Homestyle Chicken Strips.
Heaven. I'm in heaven.
3 delicious pieces of breast filet with your choice of Heartland Ranch, Deli Honey Mustard, and spicy Southwest Chipotle. When it comes to chicken strips, Wendy's has a better way. Our new Homestyle Chicken Strips. It's better here.
I know what I'm having for lunch.
And remember, you can eat great even late.
Hey, Ricky, Bill from down the block. Saw your dog got out. Anyway, I chased him about a block down. Took a header into a thorn bush. You know what? I'm scratched up, but okay. Don't worry about me. The dog is what's important.
I don't have a dog.
Whoops. If you really want tickets to the game, just use your Visa. It's the card you know they'll take everywhere you want to be. Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL.
Fox NFL Sundays, brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling. By Wendy's new Homestyle Chicken Strips, another reason it's better here. By Visa, if you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be. And by Intel Centrino Mobile Technology.
Flozell Adams walking on the sideline. Seems to be okay. The helmet is still on. That's Kurt Bowler's second-year tackle out of Notre Dame. He played in the Jets game when Ryan Young was injured a couple of weeks back. Quarterback draw by Quincy Carter. Took 1 tackle, and then he is hit hard by Sean Rogers. Oh, Quincy Carter against Sean Rogers? I don't think so.
That's the bug. That's the old bug in the windshield. Watch Sean Rogers, big number 92, right inside here. See him dropping back. He's actually like I think he's spying, believe it or not. But that's how athletically gifted he is. He can do that. It was a zone blitz type of deal. He drops back. They blitz somebody into his hole.
Ooh, heard that. Measurement on the play.
He's a big man.
And it looks like it's a chain link short. Yep. 1 link short for Dallas. It's 4th.
Oh, they go for this.
And Bill Parcells puts in Jamar Martin, a good blocking fullback. Puts in James Whalen, another tight end.
Where'd he go?
Straight ahead, right over Larry Allen.
Oh, you better believe it.
Over Allen and Flozell Adams. Gennaro DiNapoli is in its center. The rotating center system that Dallas uses. Matt Lair started the game. Flozell Adams back in at left tackle. Dallas 2 for 4 this season on 4th downs. 4th and a chain link. Dan Campbell motions. Troy Hambrick. He's got more than a link. He's got a 1st down.
Right over Larry Allen. Lead back 2 up there as a blocker. Larry Allen, you know, you've heard about him. He's been around for a long time. He's been to 7 Pro Bowls. And the big thing about it is he's just so powerful. His strength is phenomenal. Bench presses over 600 pounds. Earl Holmes gets in there, and they try to fill the hole. Looked like to me that Detroit knew they were running over Larry Allen and still couldn't stop it.
Now they empty the backfield. 2 tight ends in, both running backs. Cason to the right and Richie Anderson left. On 1st down. Carter, the time he throws. Terry Glenn, a diving catch for a touchdown. There was a flag on the play. What a brilliant catch by Terry Glenn.
Boy, is he something.
It's against the Lions. It's declined, and Terry Glenn is putting on a show.
Twice now he's made unbelievable catches on pass interference against him at the time. Not to mention the catch he made for a touchdown in the back of the end zone. This place all starts up front with protection. Quincy Carter had a ton of time to sit in there and find an open receiver.
So the Cowboys, who trailed 7-0, have now had back-to-back touchdown passes from Quincy Carter to Terry Glenn. Spectacular catch by Terry Glenn. Carter got time with the empty backfield, and he found Glenn, and Glenn has got great hands. He holds on. The Cowboys have the lead.
Mount Everest Base Camp. 17,000 feet. Whose idea was this? Fortunately, with a laptop powered by Centrino, Intel's mobile technology, you can see a friendly face wirelessly from thousands of places, even if you can't feel your fingers. Intel Centrino mobile technology.
Your everyday adventures and the SUV that helps you conquer them. The comfortable, refined Toyota Highlander. Now with a more powerful engine and available third-row seat.
3rd and 15. Maddox looking downfield as well as looking real classy in that authentic heavyweight nylon mesh jersey. He spots Burroughs, who makes an amazing fashion statement in a jersey that's rugged yet tasteful, tough yet trendy. That's a grass stain. Warm water and tumble dry low. That's a nice game ball, too.
Get whatever's on the field by calling 877-NFL-SHOP. For a free team catalog of NFL gear, call now or visit NFL Shop on NFL.com.
Cowher's got to be happy with that stylish hat polo shirt combo.
Tomorrow, Fox is telling these beautiful European women that this $11,000 a year cowboy is worth $80 million in oil. We lied. Again.
And now to the best part, he's rich.
The next Joe Millionaire, an international affair. At 8/7 Central, tomorrow on Fox.
World Series tonight continues at Yankee Stadium in New York. We're on the air at 7:30 with Game 2. The Florida Marlins winning Game 1 last night, 3-2. They weren't in awe of the Yankees, and they played a heck of a game. Toby Goen. It's upfield. Pete Hunter with no penalty this time takes him down. Let's go to Chris Myers along the sideline. Chris.
Sam, Terry Glenn having a huge afternoon. He's a guy who was with Bill Parcells when he was a rookie, and he said that Parcells had the veteran players kind of beat him up in practice, the defensive backs test to see how tough he was. Their relationship bonded then, and Glenn knew that when Parcells took over in Dallas, there was one place he wanted to go and play, and that was for Parcells and the Cowboys. Glenn, who lost his mom when he was a teenager, didn't really know his father, looks at Parcells much like a father figure, but their relationship goes far beyond the football field. Sam?
Thanks, Chris. First time in his career that Terry Glenn has caught 2 touchdown passes in a game. He has 3 touchdowns this season. He had all of 2 last season with Green Bay. The screen to Sean Bryson. And Bryson is tripped up as he crossed the 25, gets to the 27. Dat Wynn, the middle linebacker, made the stop for Dallas.
You know, that's Detroit's best play.
The screen pass.
Yeah, from what I've seen in the games I've watched, they get the most out of that play right there.
And Bill Parcells was worried about the backs coming out of the backfield, that the Cowboys hadn't faced all that much of that this season.
Well, he was actually worried about a lot of stuff coming into this game. You know, anytime you have a bye week, a team that's lost a bunch of games, you know, it's almost a setup in the NFL. And Parcells has been around enough to know it's a dangerous thing to toy with.
Tight ends in for the Lions. Play fake by Harrington. Rolling, looking, and throwing. Knocked down. Broken up nicely by Dat Wynn. The pass intended for Michael Ricks, the tight end.
And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about this West Coast offense. The specialty people have to make plays. I want you to take a look. Here's Ricks over here, and he's going to come across like this. But watch Dat Wynn pick him up and just carry him. And the speed at the linebacker position is just so great for Dallas. They're not Parcells guys. They're not big Bill Parcells linebackers in the fashion that Bill Parcells likes his linebackers on his defense when you go through the history of Bill Parcells. But they are fast, they are active, and boy, can they cover.
3rd and 5 in Motion on Hakeem. Harrington pressured. Intercepted by Dexter Coakley. Harrington tries to bring him down. Coakley stays on his feet. He's shoved out of bounds inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. And there's a flag on the play. Another flag on the play. Greg Ellis had to be separated from Stalker McDougal. Dexter Coakley with the interception and almost took it in. First interception of the season for Dexter Coakley.
For the play, there were 2 fouls. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, against the intercepting team, number 96. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, against the passing team, number 73. The foul's offset at the dead ball spot. First down, Dallas.
They called it on Ebenezer Ecubon and Stalker McDougal.
Well, take a look. Harrington's going to fall under pressure. This is a zone blitz. They drop some defensive linemen and they bring some help, and right there he is in the middle of the field. Normally you throw to where the blitz is coming, you know, and that's what Harrington did. You know, you get the zone blitz and it's coming to that side, but he never saw Coakley, obviously.
Well, bad hand, bad finger and all. He tried to tackle on Coakley. It didn't work. And Coakley shoved out of bounds at the 8-yard line. First and goal for the Cowboys. 2 tight ends in. Troy Hambrick in the backfield. Joey Galloway in motion. Carter still has it. Looking, throwing. Wide open. Terry Glenn. It's 3 for Terry Glenn. He beat Otis Smith on the play.
And if you're in Detroit and you get a hat trick, start throwing squid.
What a day for Terry Glenn. But he was wide open, Bill.
Well, everybody bit on the play action. That was a handoff and then the bootleg out the back door. When the whole defense was going to one side of the field, Terry Glenn worked his way along with the quarterback to the other.
Terry Glenn has had a total of 3 touchdowns the previous 2 seasons. He has 3 today, 4 on this season. The Cowboys take advantage of the interception by Dexter Coakley, and Terry Glenn gets his 3rd touchdown reception of the game. The Cowboys with a 21-7 lead.
Real man of genius.
Bud Light salutes you, Mr. Really Bad Toupee Wearer.
Mr. Really Bad Toupee Wearer.
You think it looks natural, but it couldn't look phonier if it had a chin strap.
Look at you.
Made of space-age fibers, it can repel anything. Rain, wind, snow, and especially young women.
I don't think so.
So make it a Bud Light, mister. And here's another for that thing on your head.
We're gonna go out there and win, right? Right. We're Bears! Yeah. And what are Bears?
Hungry! Yeah! You guys hungry?
Yeah! So let's go out there and beat them! Go, go, go!
Oops.
Spotting the hungriest player is easier than you think. Go to Snickers.com and vote for the Snickers Hungriest Player of the Game. Each week you could win a free Snickers bar or even a trip to the Super Bowl.
Hey, how'd you guys get in here?
Hungry? Grab a Snickers.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? Because having the right car or truck makes all the difference. Sweetheart, your honey-do list just got a little bit longer. Sorry.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
From Jerry Bruckheimer.
Why does it matter who our parents are?
Comes a provocative new series.
I want you.
His father is the district attorney.
In just one day.
Let's take him down.
Skin premieres at 9/8 Central tomorrow on Fox.
Fox NFL Sundays, brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We'll pick you up.
Bill, you talked about Mike McMahon maybe providing a spark. He's warming up on the sideline.
Well, I think if this game gets any further out of hand than it is already, and with the injury sustained and the injury problem that Harrington's had with his finger, hey, Dallas knows that they're going to have to throw the ball to catch up. And you don't want Harrington sitting in there as a sitting duck.
Toby Goen kicks off. Reggie Swinton from the 5. Gets to the wedge, try to cut it upfield. Beautiful tackle on the play. Good coverage by the Dallas Cowboys. Marcus Steele with another special teams tackle. For Terry Glenn, a career day. 3 passes he's caught, all of them for touchdown. That was 20 yards. That was 19 yards. And this one, 8 yards. 3 touchdown passes thrown by Quincy Carter and 3 touchdown catches by Terry Glenn. Last time he beat his former teammate Otis Smith.
Both times on both the two of the 3 touchdowns he beat Otis Smith. And Harrington, I think for the first time in Detroit, took the field to a chorus of boos.
Draw play to Orlando's Gary. Follows Schlesinger. The Cowboys are there. Short pickup on the play. The tackle made by Dat Nguyen. Week 3 against the Minnesota Vikings. Joey Harrington back to pass. As he throws, the follow through, his hand hits the helmet of his center, Dominic Raiola. He had a dislocated right index finger. Went to the sideline. And they pulled it back in place. It's been taped up ever since. In fact, the coach, Steve Mariucci, kept him out of practice during the bye week just to give him some time off from throwing the ball.
Well, just cross over to baseball for a second. Do you think one of the starting pitchers would be pitching if he had his finger taped up?
Right, he wouldn't. No one open, Harrington waiting, looking, gets rid of it, completes it to Scotty Anderson up the 30-yard line.
You know, and we talked to Harrington too. Of course, we sat down with him and he said, yeah, it hurts. Of course it hurts. My finger hurts. And it's the last finger, that index finger on his throwing hand, that's the last finger to actually leave the ball when you throw it.
And here's the last thing the Lions need. Scotty Anderson, who caught that pass, was shaken up on the play. They need Anderson. He's got some speed, but he's shaken up.
Your everyday adventures and the SUV that helps you conquer them. The comfortable, refined Toyota Highlander. Now with a more powerful engine and available third-row seat.
3 minutes to go in the period. Third down. The ball is at the 4-yard line.
Here's my man. Come on.
Here we go.
All right, showtime.
Pepsi and Lay's, official sponsors of the NFL.
It's the home of beer, football, dairy, and now Wednesday night comedy. This fall, Wisconsin is where the laughs live.
You're allergic to eggs.
Hey, pretty lady. Like what you see?
That 70 Show, followed by Norm Macdonald in the premiere of the new series, A Minute with Stan Hooper.
Look, honey, it's your head made out of cheese.
Holy Lord.
Wednesday nights, come for the laughs, stay for the cheese.
Join me?
Don't smoke, sir.
Oh, it's string cheese.
I can't eat this. I'm lactose intolerant.
What's the worst that could happen?
Cardiac arrest. I could die, sir.
Come on, what a little piece.
A Minute with Stan Hooper, after that 70 Show, beginning Wednesday, October 29th on Fox.
You may be looking at the hardest hitting safety in the NFL right now, Roy Williams.
Scotty Anderson thinks so. Watch this. He takes a shot here, keeps running around, catches the pass, and then drops.
The after effect of that first collision. Sean Jefferson is in at wide receiver for the Lions. Gone. Pass off the shoulder of Jefferson, thrown a little behind him. Terrence Newman was covering. Fans boo the Lions. Joey Harrington coming off to the chorus of boos.
Well, they've had their struggles. They really have. They've had penalties throughout the season that have cost them. Have shot themselves in the foot. They've had a ton of drop balls. A ton.
Nick Harris with his 4th punt of the game. Surreal Smith deep ball, then he's buried up to 26-yard line. Tackled by Jeff Gooch, 47-yard punt. We were talking about Roy Williams. We have seen him put hits on people all season long. This one against Arizona. This one against Seattle.
He's making a name for himself in the league, and receivers know. They're looking at their schedule, and they know when they're playing Dallas. And they know that he's roaming around the middle of the field. And right here, he's ready for it. And you don't think receivers know that when they're coming into that middle of the field, they don't know that Roy Williams is lurking in there someplace? Oh, they know, Sam, and they're scared.
Cowboys start from the 27-yard line, go with 2 tight ends. They have scored touchdowns on each of their last 3 possessions. Straight ahead on the carry, Troy Hambrick. Got maybe a yard on the play. Earl Holmes, the middle linebacker, making the stop for Detroit. Troy Hambrick, and there's Jason Witt, number 82, back after missing last week with a broken jaw. He was injured against Arizona, hit by Ronald McKinnon. McKinnon was fined for it, and he's got plates in his jaw.
Sam, I don't know if you follow hockey or not, but it's the same injury Jeremy Roenick had. It's the same exact.
Good job by you, Bill. Carter, wide open. Dan Campbell, the tight end. Corey Harris made the stop up at the 48-yard line.
But hey, perfect. You know, they come with a cross dog inside. That's where they bring the linebackers inside to both A-gaps, and nobody's there to pick up the tight end. Or it's a strong safety. It's just that he's playing off.
Campbell known for his blocking, but every once in a while they'll find them open. They did in the game in New York against the Giants, and they did here on a 19-yard pickup. 3 wide receivers in for the Cowboys. Antonio Bryant, Terry Glenn, and Joey Galloway. The end around. Bryant slips one man, but the Lions had it well covered. And he's thrown for a loss. Sean Rogers, the defensive tackle, stood his ground and made the stop. Not faked out by the play.
Well, that's the dilemma you get into here when you're rolling the quarterback out in bootlegs, or you have reverses. It's going to keep the defensive end out in containment, because you don't want the quarterback to roll out and get outside of you. You don't want a reverse to come outside of you. So then he's playing outside now. So when he starts playing outside and is leery of outside, then you hand it to Hambrick and pound it up the middle.
Richie Anderson in motion. Carter to the tight end. Dan Campbell turns and falls forward to the 45. A couple of yards short of the first down. Earl Holmes and Boss Bailey combining on the tackle.
You know, Dan Campbell, when I saw him play for the Giants for 4 years or whatever it was up there, he was always a guy, I was wondering when he was going to get it, you know, when he was going to catch on, when he would realize with his size and his speed that he could be one of those tight ends that everybody talks about in the league. One of those guys that can block, one of those guys that can stretch the seam for you in the middle of the field. And he never seemed to get it in New York. But since he's been down here with Dallas, he's really developing in that role.
Troy Hambrick looking for first down yardage, comes up a yard short. James Hall made the tackle. Brings up a 4th down for the Cowboys. And cheers for the defensive unit of the Lions.
You know, right about here is the area of the field where your punter, you know, you got some room to play with. So you want to stay in there. You want to give a hard count, and you want to try to take the clock down, even if you take a delay, which you're not going to do.
Oh, big rush. Going got it away. Fair catch waved for by Reggie Swinton. Takes it at the 13-yard line. World Series tonight, game 2. Yankees on the short end last night. The F-14's flying overhead. David Wells pitching. Juan Pierre slaps one to left field. The throw to the plate cut off. And the Marlins took a 3-1 lead. They held on. Ugi Urbina shut the door. Nick Johnson with the fly ball to center field, put away by Juan Pierre. The Marlins lead the series 1-0. Bernie Williams had a home run for the Yankees. Juan Pierre had a great game, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs.
Pierre's hat looks too big. I mean, he's got that little head. That's just a regular hat. It just looks too big for him. It looks like a little kid.
7:30 tonight, right here on Fox. Game 2 of the World Series. Landis Gary and Corey Schlesinger in the backfield for the Lions. Harrington to Gary. Tries to get outside. He's chased down, pushed out of bounds. Up at the 18-yard line. Picked up 5 on the play. Darren Woodson and Dexter Coakley chased him out.
That wasn't a bad pickup. You know, you get 3 yards on a game or 4 yards on a game. That's not bad. But you're not going to make a living doing it. Not against Dallas. There's just too much there. You had to run 35 yards to gain 4. You just can't continue to do that and have success in it.
Credit him with 6. It's a 2nd and 4 up close to the 19-yard line. Casey Fitzsimmons, the tight end, shifts. Play fake. Harrington fires to intercepted by Mario Edwards. Bad decision. Edwards with room to run, heads for the goal line. Touchdown. Second pick, second time he's thrown into coverage over the middle, and this time it's returned for a touchdown. And it looks like Steve Mariucci might make a change here.
You know, that's a young quarterback. That's a young quarterback forcing the ball someplace he wants it to go, but not realizing what the NFL's about. You may be able to get away with that at Oregon. It's not going to happen here. Not at this level. He's a young guy. They're frisking him because he's a thief. They're frisking him down, Sam.
Mario Edwards' first interception of the season, 2nd of the game for Dallas, their 7th of the season. 27-yard interception in return for a touchdown.
Well, take a look. He has some time here, but as the pocket turns right near, just step outside. He just forces it right into the linebacker and right into double coverage. Edwards is there, and he hasn't seen the linebackers. I don't know whether they're too small in Coakley and Dat Nguyen, but those are the guys that have been around there. Coakley made the last interception, and Dat Nguyen was the other body right underneath that, the 2nd interception. But you see the force? I mean, he forced that. That was white jerseys all around there.
28 unanswered points for the Dallas Cowboys. They trailed 7-0. Here's Harrington trying to make the tackle again, and it's the 2nd time he's missed. Last time Coakley came up short of the goal line, was forced out of bounds at the 8, and then the Cowboys took it in right afterwards.
So you have 2 interceptions and then 2 missed tackles.
That's right.
That's a statistic, you know. That's a missed tackle.
The youngster Joey Harrington.
Oh, the helmet's
Mike
on now.
McMahon has got the helmet on and warming up. He's going to be in the ball game. For Mario Edwards, that's his 2nd career interception return for a touchdown. And after a sluggish start to the game for Dallas, they looked out of sync. They weren't sharp. They took some penalties. Things weren't going right early. They have turned this game around.
Fumbled the ball. Hambrick fumbled the ball. It resulted in a touchdown.
Turn upfield, gets up to about the 23-yard line. Let's go to the sideline of Chris Myers. Chris?
Well, over on the Lions sideline, very frustrated defensive players threw their water cups in the air after Harrington's most recent interception. But he seemed to take, if he does head to the bench here, his benching quite well, going over to players saying, hey, don't worry about it, good luck, maybe we can rally. Joey Harrington seemed rather upbeat, even though right now the Lions on this side don't seem to feel that way.
And the cheers are for the backup quarterback, Mike McMahon.
Well, they always are.
Yeah. McMahon came in briefly when Harrington went out, when he dislocated his finger in the game against Minnesota. McMahon went in briefly. Now he makes a full appearance. He played 8 games last season, started 3. Career completion percentage is under 50%. Inside, Olandis Garrett fighting his way up to the 29-yard line. Delroy Stewart, who was a question mark all week with an ankle sprain but is playing, made the tackle.
Sam, I'm going to show you something that McMahon does that I don't see Joey do. And watch the handoff, and then at the end of the play, he bootlegs all the way outside. Watch at the end of the play. He keeps running like it's a bootleg. Now, that's something you have to honor with his kind of speed. I don't see that with him.
On second down is Gary cutting it back. And gets up close to that first down line. Dexter Coakley made the tackle. Looks like he's got enough for a first down. It'll be very close.
They're the best two runs I've seen back-to-back from Detroit for some time.
It is a first down.
2 plays running and a first down. You know, sometimes it just takes that kind of spark. You make a change, and it's not that the guys don't like Harrington or they like McMahon better. It's not that. It's just that sometimes when you make a change, it just automatically sends a message to the team. It adds a spark. It's something new injected into the offense. It's not the same old, same old. And when you're in this situation, you got to do it.
Gary and Schlesinger in the backfield. Mike McMahon off the play fake, lobs one, and miscommunication there. The wide receiver Oz Hakeem had stopped. McMahon throw it deeper down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Mike McMahon is 3rd year out of Rutgers, seeing his first real action, sustained action this season. Now, the question I always have, Bill, is what does a change like this do to Joey Harrington, who's just a young quarterback in the league?
It's okay now because you're down by 3 touchdowns. And you have the injury. And they talked about that with the finger. So it's going to be okay. He's got to learn to handle it.
The inside handoff will end as Gary fights his way. Excuse me, that's Sean Bryson back in, who went up across the 35-yard line.
I think if you're a quarterback coming into this league, you can't expect to be a Marino or an Elway. You can't. I think you have to expect that you're going to be as good as the players around you, and you're going to have your ups and you're going to have your downs, and you've got to be able to roll and flow with it and learn to get better from it.
Dallas with 6 defensive backs in, including Pete Hunter. He's out of the doghouse for Bill Parcells. We're down to the 2-minute warning. The Cowboys have scored 28 unanswered points and lead 28-7.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Wachovia. Together we can achieve uncommon things.
What can Squeegee teach us about replanning your retirement? It's best handled by someone with experience. At Wachovia Securities, we learn from the world around us and provide investment insights when they're needed most. Together, we can achieve uncommon results. Wachovia Securities.
There are ordinary disposable razors, but now there's new Sensor 3 from Gillette. Totally new handle, 3 blades, on springs that adjust to your face. No disposable shaves better. It could be the best disposable you ever threw away. New Gillette Sensor 3.
This beer has half the carbs of Bud Light. This beer is the gold medal winner of the World Beer Cup. Amazingly, they're the same beer. Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling.
I think when I was younger, I just wanted to come up with a style of my own. The only thing I come with was the leg kick. It becomes a part of you. I live for this.
Watch the World Series on Fox. Don't miss it.
Where's Barry?
Yeah, well, he's there on the side of the wall there. But I'll tell you what, so much is talked about with these quarterbacks here in Detroit. And you think about the Lions' rushing attack since Barry left. And there's your answer right there. And he's going to be a first-round ballot this year.
Hall of Famer?
Yes, sir. You better believe it.
Joey Harrington was 5 for 13 for 30 yards with 2 interceptions. Lions on 3rd and 7. Cowboys showing blitz. Here they come. McMahon gets rid of it. It's incomplete. Sean Jefferson got tangled up with Mario Edwards. Fans reacted, but nothing called on the play.
Sean Jefferson, Oz Hakeem, they're looking around like no one knows what the heck they're doing. You know, obviously those were both read routes, The ball went one place, the receivers went another.
Now, Mike McMahon did get some reps this week with the first unit. Joey Harrington got the control. Look like they have it, and they do. The rookie Zuriel Smith muffs the punt. The Lions recover. Casey Fitzsimmons, the tight end, recovers the fumble. Here's a big break for the Lions and a big opportunity. Started to run before he had it.
Yeah, I think he just misread it.
Now let's see. Was there a flag on the play here? This whole play was negated.
Where was the flag? I never saw the flag.
You gotta be fist bumping.
They're bringing it all the way back. There's a flag on the far side. And what looked to be a Lions recovery has been negated by another Lions penalty.
Is it illegal man downfield?
Yes, illegal man downfield is the call. And the Lions have just killed themselves with big penalties.
Does that hurt?
Harris's punt. Smith takes it, drops it, and picks it up. Kelly's back, gets away, goods to the sideline. Look out here. He's forced out of bounds up at the 42-yard line. Casey Fitzsimmons forced Smith out of bounds.
Here's a punt beforehand that they called illegal man downfield. Punts off. I
don't see that at all.
I tell you, they're calling a very tight game. Let me say that. All the flags that have been thrown have been very, very, very delicate, if not questionable calls. I mean, if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty of each call, they're probably right. But I mean, they're very tight.
Apparently the guys in the interior left too soon.
Well, that's what illegal downfield is, yeah. But it didn't look like by that much.
Before the punt was gotten by Nick Harris. That pass from Quincy Carter to Richie Anderson takes it out of bounds at the 45. Quincy Carter is 11 of 12 in the game. 109 yards.
3 TDs, all to Terry Glenn.
That was prior to the pass completion to Richie Anderson. A big first half for Quincy Carter. Time for the Cowboys as they try to add to their lead. Draw play to Anderson. And he gets to midfield. They bring up a 3rd and 2. Barrett Green made the tackle. So the stadium, which had come alive in what looked to be a recovery of the muff punt.
Well, I gotta tell you this.
Back quiet again.
The first half for the Lions has just been atrocious. It really has. They start off on defense. They have the fumble recovery for a touchdown. But after that, it's been horrible.
Good run by Troy Hambrick for a first down. Brian Walker tripped him up. And now the Cowboys will use one of their timeouts. Cowboys at the 43. Offensive leaders in the game. Quincy Carter, Troy Hambrick, 44 yards on the ground. Terry Glenn, 3 catches, all for touchdowns. Cowboys have 1 timeout remaining.
Look at those numbers. You know, you want to talk about how you want your guys to play. You want your quarterback rating to be high. Quincy Carter's is. You want your running back, your starting running back, to have a good average. He's at 5 yards a carry. And then your wide receiver with 3 touchdowns.
Bill, just short of a year ago, Quincy Carter was on the outs. He was benched in favor of Chad Hutchinson. He had some injuries. He was wildly erratic. And suddenly, with Bill Parcells getting him to play within himself, not trying to do more than he can do, he's looking like a pretty good quarterback out there.
He's shown him and made it easy for him by just giving him half the field to read.
Avion Cason straight ahead, short pickup. And the Lions push him back. And another timeout, the final timeout of the first half used by the Cowboys with 50 seconds remaining in the half. Let's go to the sideline to Chris Myers.
Sam, you and Bill were talking about Quincy Carter and his success. He uses a rosin bag. Of course, he was drafted, played in the Cubs organization. His hands sweat a lot, and after his rookie year, they came up with a recommendation to use the rosin bag, and he keeps it on him, goes through about 3 rosin bags a game. It dries his hand out so he can grip the ball better, thus throw the ball better. The suggestion actually came from Chad Hutchinson, the guy who he won the starting quarterback job from. He, of course, was a pitcher, and he recommended that. And Quincy Carter, an outfielder, has had great success with that throwing in the NFL. Sam?
These baseball players all stick together. Tonight they'll be watching the World Series on Fox at 7:30. Game 2 at Yankee Stadium. Florida Marlins lead the series 1-0. Cowboys with 3 wide receivers. Carter works out of the shotgun on 2nd down. Blitz coming. Carter has time, throws deep. Way down, and it is almost caught, dropped by Antonio Bryant.
Dropped when he hit the ground.
He had his hands on it, and he knows he almost had a big touchdown grab.
Dropped the ball as he hit the ground. Safety's coming over the top. Watch him go up and get that thing.
He had it for a moment, but couldn't hold on. Third down coming up. Almost a great catch by Antonio Bryant.
They've got some receivers, don't they?
On 3rd and 9, the fake screen, the roll by Carter. Waving his blockers downfield. Carter dives for the 1st down, and he got it. Avion Cason with a big block on Barrett Green. Carter wants to spike the ball to stop the clock. They are in field goal position for Billy Cundiff, without a doubt. They can get off probably 1 or 2 more plays to the sideline. Lions defensive coordinator Kurt Schottenheimer.
He was so worried, Kurt was, about, he was hoping they wouldn't go 3 wide receivers on him. Certainly didn't want the 4th to come on the field because of, you know, the depletion in the secondary. And his guys have played good up to today. They have. I mean, they've really battled. They were out in Denver. They battled against a good receiving corps, but today it's just fallen apart on them.
Cowboys again have 3 wide receivers. 19 seconds remaining in the 1st half, and the Cowboys with a big lead and trying to add to it. A delay of game on the Cowboys, taking too long to get the playoffs, so that moves them back. Right now, if they tried a field goal, it would be a long one. It would be about 55 yards, so they've got to pick up some yardage. Steve Mariucci looking on. Not much has gone right for his team. 4 wide receivers in for Dallas now.
I gotta tell you, Detroit's defense has been on the field a lot today too. I mean, just a ton.
Randall Williams scored a touchdown last week on a kickoff return to start the game. Is in. Everybody out. Carter throws too high. Intended for Antonio Bryant. Roderick Favors covering on the play. Brings up 3rd and 15 for the Cowboys. A quiet Ford Field. The Lions, who have had a couple of games in which they played well. You mentioned the Denver game, the Minnesota game here, their last home game. They got off to a great start, had the lead, but the Vikings came back on them. That's Billy Cundiff waiting for a chance to try another field goal.
They battled in San Fran too.
Yes, they did. They came back after going down 17-0. Here's 3rd down and 15. And they stopped the play.
I think Flozell Adams may have jumped a little early.
False start. Offense on the center. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So the 2 penalties by the Cowboys has taken them out of field goal range.
Can't move that ball twice.
That was Gennaro DiNapoli who moved it twice.
And the whole offensive line was rocking back on their heels waiting for that snap.
Cowboys with 4 wide receivers. Randall Williams is in. Tony O'Brien in along with Glenn and Galloway. Carter looking toward the sideline. He's got an open man, but overthrows Joey Galloway.
Don't get him killed.
He was open, but he overthrew him. Want you to stay tuned for the Visa halftime report. JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy take you around the league. Check in on scores, highlights, what's going on, who's putting up the big numbers, and we've got the new and improved Fox Sports ticker to keep you up to date with up-to-the-second stats. Stay tuned for that. We may have one fewer unbeaten team in the NFL. Carolina is trailing at home to Tennessee 27-3. Minnesota still undefeated. They're leading, and Kansas City plays tomorrow night in Oakland. On fourth down, the Cowboys go for it. Carter, flag on the play. Avion Cason steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line, short of a first down. We'll check out the flag. It's against Dallas.
Legal shift.
Illegal shift, offense. 2 men moving prior to the snap, did not reset. Penalties decline, first down.
Well, Bill Parcells can't be too pleased with the way they're winding up this half. I mean, they've made a lot of mistakes here. They've got 28 points. That's a nice cushion they have. But you think about the game for the Cowboys thus far. They've made a lot of mistakes.
The one thing that you always will hear from Bill Parcells will be, you know, we did these things right, but there's room for improvement.
Was that you? He looked at Antonio O'Brien as he walked up the field. He just looked at him. He said, was that you? And hey, when Big Bill, when the big tuner looks at you and says, is that you? And it was you? You better just fess up now and let him get over it, because if you tell him no and he finds it on film, it'll be even worse.
Say yes and head for the locker room.
That's right.
You hear the boos from the crowd. The Lions scored first, a defensive touchdown. Their offense has not been good. The Cowboys came alive as Terry Glenn caught 3 touchdown passes from Quincy Carter. And then a 4th touchdown scored on an interception return by Mario Edwards. It's halftime in Detroit, with the Lions trailing the Cowboys 28-7.
This is what makes October sports' greatest month. Last night, the Miracle Marlins continued their playoff tear with a surprising Game 1 victory.
This thing is absolutely wild.
Now, postseason ace Andy Pettitte and the Bronx Bombers look to pull out more Yankee magic to even the series. Game 2 of the World Series, tonight, only on Fox.
Tonight after the baseball game, watch Fox 17 News at 10 at a special time. Because at 10, it's baseball. After the game, it's news. Fox 17 has your ticket to the hottest highlights and all the big scores.
Coming up tonight on the ticket, the Lions try to regain their winning ways hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Game 2 of the World Series. We'll break it down, and we'll go one-on-one with Michigan basketball coach Tommy Amaker. We'll see you tonight after the news.
Tonight after the news on Fox 17.
Well, listen, I gotta go, but my love to the wife. All right.
How's your friend in New York?
Doing great, ma'am. Thank you.
Good.
Could I call my mom?
Sure.
She's in Florida.
That's nice.
Say goodbye to worrying about long-distance bills. Introducing SBC all-distance service now in Michigan. Unlimited nationwide long-distance local service and more guaranteed. And for a limited time, it's just $43.95 a month. One more way, we bring it all home.
Just because a car's price is in a starburst doesn't mean it's within your budget. Accommodating prices on 12 different lines at 7 locations. And not a starburst in sight. Fox Motors. Only the best.
Companion fares. Save up to 35%. Northwest Airlines. Now you're flying smart.
You're watching the NFL on Fox 17. I could play this game.
In the city of Detroit, they're hoping for a football revival, but it isn't easy. Right now, their team coming off a bye week is trailing the Dallas Cowboys 28-7 at halftime. Coming up next, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy with a Visa halftime report. The Lions need some help.
Visa. If you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be. The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. If you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be.
Well, now you see why Dallas is sitting atop the NFC East right now, manhandling Detroit by the score of 28-7.
Joey Harrington, 2 interceptions in the first half. Eventually will get replaced in the second quarter by Mike McMahon. But it's Hambrick that makes the Lions look like they're pretty good. Cowboys worried about this game. Bill Parcells concerned, and rightfully so. As you see, Dre Bly recovers his fumble, goes 67 yards for a touchdown. Lions are up by 7. But Quincy Carter, 3 touchdown passes in the first half. Excellent job of catching this ball by Terry Glenn and dragging both feet. It makes it 7-all. Then Carter again on the post, stepping up. Offensive line, plenty of time for Carter. There's a second touchdown, a third touchdown reception by Carter, and Glenn makes it 28-7. Cowboys over the Lions at the half. Mark Bulger, quarterback, 9-2 record as a starting, heading into the game today against the Green Bay Packers. I got to tickle myself, didn't I? Troy Holt, 39-yard touchdown reception, gets the Rams up and going 7-3. And then Arlen Harris, 3-yard touchdown off left tackle, makes it St. Louis 14-3. Then Favre back, looks right, screens left. Excellent first half by Favre in the first half. No interceptions. Remember last time, 2 years ago, he had 6 in this game. That 21-yarder makes it 14-10 Rams until Troy Holt on the quick slant. 9-yard touchdown, 21-10, St. Louis over Green Bay at the half. New Orleans at Atlanta. Kirk Kittner, starting quarterback for the Falcons, second-year man out of Illinois. Smart move here, give the ball to Ward Dunn. 69 yards, touchdown, up inside, bounces outside, turns on the speed, 7-0 Atlanta. But Aaron Brooks, huge first half. Oh, almost 300-yard passing. I didn't have 1 or 2 300-yard passing in my entire career. There you see a 32-yarder to Joe Horn. Now you see Kittner step up and find the great receiver, the man out of Villanova, Howie's boy, an 18-yarder. We're tied at 14.
What's his name?
McAllister. Brian Finneran is his name. McAllister on a 4-yarder from a direct snap. And then there goes McAllister for a 10-yarder. And holy cow, 35-14.
Kicking your butt today.
New Orleans. McAllister with no air is hard to say.
Tennessee comfortably ahead of the Panthers. Tennessee has scored 30-plus in the last 3 games. Miami now 13-6 over the Patriots. Miami has won the last 5 meetings in Miami. And the Bengals have lost 9 of the last 10 to the Ravens, comfortably ahead of them. And the Chargers trying to snap a 9-game losing streak, leading 13-3 over the Browns. Dallas and Detroit.
Well, it's interesting. You know, Dallas has been a team this year that has really played to Quincy Carter's strength, going down the field. We've seen Galloway get off. We've seen Glenn get off. But when you're in that Dallas facility, people talk about Antonio Bryant being the really special guy. We've yet to see him get off. Quincy Carter getting all kinds of protection. But you know, as the year goes on, Jimmy, Bill Parcells would really like to be able to control the clock with the run game, in particular later on in the year when the games get a little bit tougher and the season wears down.
Well, Troy Hambrick, he ended up fumbling the ball for a touchdown. And so, with all the talk about a trade for a running back, on and on, you think Troy Hambrick wanted to go to the sideline and see Bill Parcells? He did respond, 10 carries for 51 yards.
Parcells has always liked a quarterback that could do what? Throw it deep.
Down the field.
Bledsoe, Sims, the guy in New York, Vinny Testaverde. Carter's this guy.
Jimmy, I love your concentration. No matter what he may be doing, histrionics and what have you.
I'm telling you,
that was good.
Folks don't know what I was trying to do to shake him up. That was good.
As Scotty Ackerson says, giving us the global perspective. The second half of Dallas and Detroit.
As long as global is surrounded by the keys.
Get closer to this season's NFL action with NFL.com Field Pass. Listen to live radio broadcasts of more than 200 games, plus get post-game shows from around the league. Watch video previews, game highlights, and exclusive features from NFL films.
Amazing, astounding, colossal.
NFL.com Field Pass is your all-access ticket to the NFL. Get your Field Pass today, only on NFL.com.
The change, obviously something you considered even before the game, given the finger of Harrington or his ineffectiveness?
Well, a little bit of everything. I just want to see if Mike can give us some life. And for us, we want to start this game over and see if we can win this second half and get something jump-started. We had a couple chances with a fumble recovery in there and didn't get that call and some of those sort of things. But we'll come back second half and get it together.
All right, thanks for your time.
Chris Myers talking to Steve Mariucci just as the coach was heading off the end of the first half. Now, Steve Mariucci has taken a positive approach with his players to the entire season. How do you remain positive after a first half like that, Bill?
Good question, Sam. And you know, you look at the situation at hand, and he's trying to get something going with his offense. But when your best offensive player is your left offensive tackle, chances are you're not going to put too many points on the board. And right now for the Lions, that's exactly it. Jeff Bacchus is their best player.
Now back here in Detroit, where the Lions scored first, a defensive touchdown, and then it was the Cowboys taking over. We take a look at the first half statistics. Cowboys rushing for 67 yards, with Troy Hambrick getting the majority of those. The passing yardage, Quincy Carter with a solid first half and the first 3 touchdown game of his career. Total yards, big edge to the Dallas Cowboys. 14 first downs for Dallas, only 3 for the Lions. And as Bill pointed out, part of the offensive problems, they just didn't move the ball.
And you know, you look at just the numbers speak for themselves. You can't say anything else but just looking at the numbers. And Detroit needs something to happen. They need McMahon to start running around and to make something happen, because nobody else is. The receivers haven't done it. The tight end hasn't done it. The running back hasn't done it.
Now McMahon, in a couple of the passes that he threw, it seemed like the receiver was going one way, he was throwing the other way. So.
Right. Well, hey, make no mistake about it. He brings his own set of problems along with himself when he comes into the game. He's not the world beater, but the backup quarterback is always the world saver when you have the struggles that the Lions are having right now. They misread a couple things, and we saw those. The ball went one way and the receivers went the other way. But that's a team thing. You know, collectively you have to be on the same page. And I got to tell you this much. They're coming off a bye week, and playing this way with all the mistakes they've made, to me, is unacceptable. And we were out at practice Friday, and we saw practice Friday. It was terrible. And Steve knew it was terrible. And he addressed it. You know? We talked about it, and I said, Steve, what? And he wasn't happy with it. And he's not happy with how the team is responding right now. And I think you need to step up at some point in time and lower the hammer on guys. Let them know this is unacceptable, and it's not going to take place on my team. And if it means sending a message Monday by cutting a guy or two, then that's what you do.
It's an interesting way to look at things. On the other side of the field, despite the big lead, the Dallas Cowboys have made mistakes, and you know Bill Parcells will address that. Zuriel Smith dropped a punt, but fortunately for Dallas, a penalty was called. That's another thing that killed Detroit in the first half, with some big penalties.
Sam, I now know what Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz was talking about.
Yeah?
When she said lions and tigers and bears, oh my. I'm seeing it firsthand here.
Second half underway. Jason Hanson kicking off. Zuriel Smith from the 2. Almost a great tackle, and Jimmy Wyrick finished it off. Stephen Trejo, backup fullback, got down, slowed down Zuriel Smith, and then Jimmy Wyrick finished him off.
You know, and I think you want to put your offense into place. And the West Coast offense, they want it to work. But the #1 rule to winning, I believe, is running the football. And teams that establish the run win in this league. And you look at the numbers. And this is the number of times you run in a game around league-wide and what the win percent that comes along with it. And it's quite evident that if you run the ball 30 times or more, you're going to win in this league.
Cowboys start from the 18. Richie Anderson spins away, but is taken down by Earl Holmes. And already, just by the coverage on special teams in that first play, it looks like the Lions are showing some life. They came out with some fire on those first 2 plays.
Well, yeah, that they need to. They have to. We have a player down on the field right now. But you can't bring that out at halftime after a bye week.
Right. That's Ryan Young, the right tackle. He was injured a couple of weeks ago and missed the game.
All rise.
I'm open over here.
Where do we go? Where do we go now? Where do we go? Where do we go now? Ba, 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 ba.
The powerful Nissan Altima, now with low 0.9% financing. Imagine how good it'll look in your driveway. The stylish Nissan Altima, now with 0.9% financing.
Welcome to McMahon 101, the fundamentals of football. Football can teach you a lot of interesting things, like how to perform under pressure.
And it is good.
How to express yourself.
There's a lot of Mississippi balls over there, a lot of more balls.
Most importantly, football teaches you how to have fun.
Buccaneers winning San Diego.
So what are we waiting on? Let's go play some football. Let's go. Let's go make it happen now.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Nissan, who invites you to shift the way you move through the world.
We've got the second game of our football doubleheader coming up. Most of you will see Tampa Bay at San Francisco. Some of you will see Washington at Buffalo. And then, can the Yankees come back and even the series? 7:30 Eastern time right here on Fox, Game 2 of the World Series. Quincy Carr throwing and completing to Antonio Bryant up at the 30-yard line. He's got enough for a first down. And that's Ryan Young, who came off. Like a neck problem.
Yeah, he got his neck jammed up on a run block.
That's not serious?
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Tough in the trenches, huh?
You know, if a quarterback gets that, you know, it'll be written about. Concussions, neck injuries, all kinds of stuff.
See that score update? Giants just scored, took the lead on the Eagles. Both those teams 2-3, trailing Dallas in the NFC East. Turning the corner, Troy Hambrick.
Oh, nice
and
run.
a good run up to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, watch the way he uses his blocks, Sam. And this was nice, getting outside. You know, he looks more like a halfback here than the battering ram style of runner he normally is. He looks inside, and then he follows Richie Anderson. He comes off him. He's got his hand on his jersey. He throws Richie to the outside. He takes off inside.
11 carries, 60 yards for Troy Hambrick. Straight ahead, Richie Anderson looking for the first down, and he's got it across the yellow first down line. Dallas with a big lead going to the ground game here. You see the numbers on Troy Hambrick, averaging better than 5 yards per carry, 5.5.
And that goes back to that run thing. You know, anytime you can run the ball that effectively, you can do anything you want offensively. And I don't care who you have outside at wide receiver. You don't have to have Joey Galloway or Terry Glenn running 4 threes. If you can run 5.5 yards a carry in this league, You could have you and I out there at wide receiver and win. I'm telling you.
Maybe you. I don't know about
Oh,
me.
Sam, yes, you could.
First down, Cowboys across the 40-yard line. Hambrick straight ahead, a big hole up to midfield. Barrett Green with a tackle, but the Cowboys picking up huge chunks of yardage.
You got Dan Campbell. Look at him get the seal there on Robert Porcher. Then big Larry Allen steps in there, and that's the power O, and that's what makes that whole thing open up. When you get Larry Allen pulling and getting a helmet on somebody, and you get the down block there with Vollers and Dan Campbell, natural seams will occur.
Measuring for the first down, again just short. It'll bring up second down and about an inch. And Bill Parcells checking his playlist. Steve Mariucci trying to get his team going. They need some plays. They need some big plays. They talked about Dallas being a big play team. The Lions want to be a big play team, but they haven't gotten those big plays. And now without Charles Rogers offensively, that's a key man for making big plays.
When you have second and inch right here,
yes.
Yeah, it's just a free play. It's a waste down. You know, if you wanted to, you can make it look like a quarterback sneak with all those big bodies inside. But you take a shot in the field.
Two tight ends to the right. The play fake and swing it out to Richie Anderson. He's got the first down out of bounds near the 45. Let's check out what the Packers and Rams are doing. JB, what's happening?
Hey, Sam, right at the start of the second half, opening drive for Green Bay. 6 plays, 71 yards. Brett Favre to William Henderson. Green Bay has narrowed the gap to 4, 21-17, and the third back to Sam, Bill, and Chris.
They have got a good game going. Green Bay needs a win to stay with Minnesota. Minnesota is leading Denver 28-7. Vikings coming off a bye week. In motion is Terry Glenn. The play fake. Carter stepping up. Looked like a jump pass. And it fell incomplete.
Wasn't that like the 1960s quarterbacks, right? Jump throw? A Sammy ball pass? Actually, this little jump pass turns into a thump pass.
Whoa, man.
Oh, you know what? That's, you know, Sean Rogers driving him into the turf like that. That easily could have been called a flag. That was a little excessive. I know the big fella's frustrated. He's been out there a long time today with no breathers. I saw him a couple times tapping his helmet, asking for someone else to come in and relieve him. They didn't send anybody in.
On 2nd and 10, the draw to Richie Anderson. There's a good hole for him, and he fights his way down to the 36-yard line.
And Sean Rogers is taking himself out now. See, that play, he took off. He just stood straight up and tried to step outside of the block instead of forcefully fighting it. Big Daddy's coming in now. He's walking off. Watch, he's just going to stand up and then walk over this way, and that's going to give you the alley there. See him? He's just kind of, and then there's the alley right up inside. He wasn't coming off, rolling off out of his stance, attacking aggressively. He's tired. He knows he's over there on the sidelines catching his breath.
Meanwhile, it's 3rd and 1 for Dallas. Campbell in motion. Troy Hambrick, good hole, first down Cowboys as they march down the field.
And you know, when you have Larry Allen, when you have Flozo Adams, when you have that big Cowboy offensive line, and you have a battering ram in Hambrick, and this lead, this is when they step on you and finish it.
22 rushes, 21 passes, good balance, 1 sack allowed. And averaging better than 4 yards per run. Jamar Martin is in at fullback. 10th play of this drive for the Cowboys. The center to start the second half is Matt Lair. Played the first quarter. Hambrick slowed down, and the Lions got him. Good play that time. Dan Wilkinson slowed him down with good penetration, and then James Hall finished him off.
And a very sarcastic round of applause by the Detroit Lion fans. Trying to run the power O to the other side, but it just gets congestion right off the bat. It gets bottled up, and I think that was because of the penetration there by Wilkinson.
The Cowboys' time of possession now is leaning heavily in their favor. Campbell shifts. Hambrick cuts it back down to the 30-yard line. Barrett Green in on the stop.
Take a look at the Dallas Cowboys run attack so far this season. And 3.9, not great, but pretty doggone good. If you can get 4 yards a carry, that's pretty good. And what it's doing is their second time of possession. And I'll tell you, that time of possession and also the average per game is going to increase after this game with Hambrick at over 5.5 a carry.
Cowboys have to get to the 23 for a first down. Blitz coming. The ball just came right through. Flags go down. Ball came bursting through, and he's offside. So yet another penalty against the Lions.
Defense, number 98, 5-yard penalty, third down.
They called on Kalimba Edwards.
You know, you sit there as a fan and you say, oh boy, that's another penalty on the Detroit Lions. How that's terrible. If that's the only chance you get to rough the quarterback, it's not a bad one to take, because now he knows he doesn't feel comfortable. He doesn't like getting hit. Sean Rogers just dumped him on his head. You're going to be a little antsy if you have to hold the ball in the pocket.
Here's 3rd and 2. Carter being chased, gets rid of it deep for Bryant. He's got it, and he's out of bounds inside the 5 at the 2-yard line.
Oh boy, oh boy. Roderick Baber's having a rough day.
But Quincy Carter, good play.
Oh, great play.
Pass.
But that's what he did, is he bought himself time. The blitz came from the weak side, from his backside. He ran away from the blitz to the side of the field where his receivers were and made it happen.
The rookie Roderick Babers that spun around, and Bryant with a good grab. 23-yard pickup. 1st and goal. 13th play of the drive, which has lasted over 6.5 minutes, and the Lions called timeout. They didn't have the right personnel on the field, or maybe even too many personnel on the field. Timeout, Lions. It's not a good day for Steve Mariucci.
The images you are about to see are 100% authentic. The Xterra Owners Club has no fees and no dues. All you need is a Nissan Xterra and some proof. And now it's even easier to join the club with 0.9% financing and $1,500 cash back. The 100% authentic Nissan Xterra, now with 0.9% and $1,500 cash.
I'm going downtown. Can I give you a lift?
Sure, thanks.
Smooth. But not rich.
Hi, can I give you a lift?
Rich.
Sure, thanks.
But not smooth. Michelob Amber Bach. Rich and smooth.
They're young, exotic European women vying for the heart of a wealthy American cowboy. But what they don't know is the Italian villa, not his. His fortune, not real.
I'm very money, baby.
And the joke's gonna be on them. How far will these women go to win a man they think is rich?
She's a snake, and she's gotta go.
Joe Millionaire, an international affair.
She's so fake. I heard that. I hate you! I hate you!
Premieres at 8, 7 Central tomorrow on Fox.
The wait.
I would never do anything to hurt Marissa.
Is over.
California.
The summer's biggest sensation is back on a new night.
You're sending me to a mental institution.
The OC returns Wednesday, October 29th on Fox.
You have Quincy Carter under center. The Cowboys are ready to go, and Sean Rogers is just coming onto the field. You see how far he gets up on the field. He doesn't quite make it. They're ready to snap and go, and he's not even lined up. They had to call timeout.
2 tight ends in. Jamar Martin, the blocking fullback. Troy Hambrick, stop. Dan Wilkinson, Big Daddy, with good penetration, made the tackle.
Boy, Kurt Schottenheimer's got to be upset. He was worried. I talked to him before the game. He was so worried about the 3 wide receivers for the Cowboys and their speed and the situation they had in the secondary for the Lions. And You know, he's talking to me about it. He said, you know, guys have played good, they battled, but there's something about this. I'm just worried to death about those receivers today.
This drive is now 7 minutes, 15 seconds long for Dallas. In motion, Jamar Moten, the fullback. Second and goal, Hambrick. Cuts upfield to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. An 81-yard drive, which lasted nearly half the quarter. 7 minutes and 27 seconds.
Mostly on the ground.
And it's finished off by Troy Hambrick, who its only negative has been the fumble. Otherwise, he has run the ball well. His third touchdown run of the season. And the Cowboys are about to tie their season high for points, and they have. They lead it 35-7. An 81-yard march, and Hambrick picks his way across the goal line. The Cowboys with a huge lead on the Lions.
Beautiful. Why did Car and Driver name it Best Luxury SUV for 2003? Well, there's this. 4X Motion all-wheel drive.
Beautiful.
Touareg, the Volkswagen that does what other Volkswagens don't.
I'm not Michael Jordan. I am not graceful and elegant. I am not smooth and refined. I don't care what people think about me.
I don't care what people
say about me.
And I don't weigh 216 pounds. I'm not Michael Jordan. I'm Warren Sapp, his alter ego.
Let's have some fun and get it done. This Friday, see the movie critics are calling a definite must for the entire family. Radio is funny, inspiring, and always entertaining. Okay. I got a good feeling about this one. 4 stars, easily one of the year's best. You'll stand up and cheer. Run, don't walk to this phenomenal film. Don't quit! Don't quit! Game ball goes to radio. Radio, inspired by a true story. Rated PG. Opens everywhere Friday.
In 2 weeks, the fear will be here. I am death.
We don't want any.
The all-new Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. It's the most terrifying chase with death you've ever seen. All-new Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. Part of a full hour. 2 weeks from tonight on Fox. Laugh Out Loud Sunday.
If you've never seen 24, it is a do-not-miss show. Kiefer Sutherland stars, and the season premiere is October 28th. It's season number 3, presented without commercial interruption. And he's brought down by James Whalen. The ball came loose. And it looked like Corey Schlesinger may have recovered. The Lions will start from the 28-yard line. It's been a rough day in Detroit for the home team.
I'm loving it, Monopoly, back on my fries. I'm loving it. I switch it up before your eyes. I got the goodies, kid, because I supersize. Now you know that I live with flash. I'm loving it. These things are little, but they just like cash. I'm talking cameras, cell phones, MP3s. Ladies, you wanna hang with me? I got some Best Buy bucks. Let's go. Play Monopoly, best chance game at McDonald's.
I'm loving it.
I've got to have this for Saturday night. What's Saturday?
This is awesome!
You might want to check out these speakers too. They're shorter. Shorter is good. Yeah.
Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Best Buy.
They said its off-road capabilities verged on overkill.
Tow rag.
They said others may be as quick, capable, and handle as sharply, but few can match it on all of the above.
Tow rag.
They said it was everything you could want in a luxury SUV, but for 20 grand less. In fact, the only thing the experts couldn't say was the name.
Touareg.
Introducing the Touareg, easily named Car and Driver's Best Luxury SUV for 2003.
Fox NFL Sundays, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. By McDonald's. By Best Buy, thousands of possibilities. Get yours. And by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
It'll be the site of Super Bowl 40. February 5th, 2005. Excuse me, 2006. The 2005 season. Orlando Gary, first offensive play from scrimmage of the second half for the Detroit Lions, and Orlando Gary gets up to the 35-yard line.
You said Super Bowl 40, and it got me thinking about 40-year-old Ray Brown, and I watched him that play, and look what he does to Leroy Glover here. Just boom, buries him. See that? And right there was where the cut was made that opened that whole thing up.
You know what I loved about him and talking with him, Bill, when we had our conversation? He just loves the game. He just absolutely loves the game.
He's so enthusiastic.
That pass is behind Oz Hakeem. Packers and Rams in St. Louis. What's going on, JB?
Well, Rams going for their 10th straight victory at home, which will be the longest active home winning streak on their way. Bulger hooking up with Dane Looker, tight-roping it there, 20 yards to pay dirt. 28-17, Rams over the Packers by, like you're saying.
Thanks, JB. Rams are 3-2, one game behind first place Seattle in the NFC West. An important game for them. Gary and Schlesinger in the backfield. The quarterback is Mike McMahon. He replaced Joey Harrington in the second quarter. Play is stopped. Flags go down. False start on the Lions.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what. The Lions.
Number 76, 5-yard penalty. Third down.
This might be a tape you want to burn, Bill. I don't know if you show the players this Monday.
Listen to the fans. Lions haven't been under this much attack since Siegfried and Roy. You know that? Serious. I'm telling you. There's nothing. Look at it. That's the fans. That's
yeah.
It's amazing to me.
8 penalties, 86 yards. 3 wide receivers in on third down. Have to get to the 38 for a first down. McMahon pump fake. Throws for Shrink, and he dropped it.
Lions want a penalty on that.
Sorry, Bill.
Yeah, they want a penalty. They wanted pass interference, but I thought that was clean over there.
Mario Edwards and Roy Williams were there. We'll break up the play, and you can see how upset Schrader was. Let's see.
Keeping him over on the sidelines, and watch over the top comes Williams.
I thought Mario Edwards might have pushed him a little bit when he turned. Harris's punt taken by Zeriel Smith, and he's buried at the 35-yard line. So after the Cowboys had the ball for 7:27, the Lions had it for about a minute.
Hey, Donovan! Surprise!
It's not my yard.
If you really want tickets to the game, just use your Visa. It's the card you know they'll take everywhere you want to be. Visa.
Hey, you!
Proud sponsor of the NFL.
I want to thank you guys for coming out. Oh, Jamie, why don't you tell us what's new in IT? Try to keep it short.
Oh, well, we just implemented DFS and a new SAN. And also, we enabled shadow copy for shared folders on our file servers. It enables users to get back lost documents on their own without calling IT. And it'll save us hundreds of thousands of dollars, which...
It'll do what?
With new Windows Server 2003, you can do more with less.
Automated system recovery.
Hey guys, want to make a trade? Call 1-800-NFL-SNAP or visit NFLYouthFootball.com. Check it out.
Access NFL.com to vote for your favorite NFL All-Stars. The Pro Bowl ballot is online exclusively at NFL.com.
Fox NFL Sundays brought to you by Microsoft. Your potential, our passion.
Welcome back down on the field here at Ford Field. The Cowboys with the ball in the lead, and Bill Parcells quite proud of second in the league in time of possession. He has a staff member that keeps track of run plays and pass plays in the game. So far, 27 run plays, 22 pass plays for the Cowboys, and he keeps an eye on that number because ideally, in the perfect world, Parcells would like to have the lead, run the ball, and control the clock. Right now, he's living in that perfect world, even though he said the three wide receiver offense has given him a little more excitement with Quincy Carter. Controlling the clock and running the ball is what Parcells loves to do, and he's doing that here today. Sam, Bill?
Troy Hambrick has been the top runner with 17 carries, 77 yards. You see the time of possession, and the Cowboys started the game ranked second in the league in time of possession. Cowboys have 265 yards total offense. Detroit just 64. Quincy Carter puts it up. A sliding grab by Terry Glenn.
The ball was tipped, I believe, wasn't it? I thought he was tipped almost at the line of scrimmage, and Glenn made a nice adjustment coming back to get it.
His fourth catch of the game. It's up at the 43-yard line.
I thought it may have gotten tipped. Yeah,
it might have gotten a little bit
deflected.
Yeah.
You know, see the ball wobbling right there, changing. Now Glenn came back for it, made an adjustment, got his hands underneath the ball. Boy, he's something. He really is. He's so amazing as a receiver to watch, his athletic ability.
3rd and 3, Glenn in motion. Carter looking to throw, rolls, throws, caught by Glenn. He gets knocked down by Otis Smith. It's a first down for Dallas. Quincy Carter 17 for 23. Terry Glenn has caught 3 touchdown passes in this game. The first 2 were spectacular catches. This one was an easy one. He was wide open. Beat his former teammate Otis Smith on the play.
No, the word on him when he left New England wasn't good. Now, he wasn't in New England when Bill was there at the end when he left. And people said he didn't practice, he didn't try hard, he wasn't tough, he wouldn't go across the middle. And he didn't work out last year up in Green Bay. He was only there for the year.
Straight ahead, Troy Hambrick. It's a couple of yards, 49-yard line. Earl Holmes tripped him up. Go ahead, finish your thought.
Well, he didn't fit in there. And with Brett Favre and the way they throw, how could he not fit in, the kind of a player he was? And when Parcells came back in, he wanted to get down here. And he called Bill and said, hey, trade for me. Get me down here. And Bill talked in length with him about what's expected of him when he gets here. And Bill can't say enough about him. You know, you heard all that stuff in the beginning when he was rookie about Shea and all that stuff and trying to make him tough. This kid's playing phenomenal.
Avion Cason in the backfield. Lining up at fullback was the tight end, Dan Campbell. Wide open, Terry Glenn. Yet another grab. His 6th of the game down to the Detroit 33-yard line, a first down.
You know, just a hint. I'm gonna give the guys in blue just a hint. Okay, secondary. Here, when you see this number today, right there, when you see that number today coming downfield, somebody get on him. So I don't care who it is, somebody lock up on him. I don't care if we're man, zone, I don't care what defense is called. If you see 83 around you, get around.
6 catches, 75 yards. The last one was 18. And Richie Anderson with a beautiful run down to the 15-yard line. And now the Cowboys just chewing up the Lions here.
Hey, do you have Matt Millen's phone number?
No, but I can find him.
I'll tell you, I'll cut him a deal right now. I'll suit up right now and go down and play and give you 5 times the effort right now for half of what you're paying most of.
I'm really surprised after the bye week.
Look at Larry Allen just blowing up a big hole. Look at him.
17-yard pickup for Richie Anderson. And the head coach knows he's got a lot of problems right now. Good tackle there by Sean Rogers. Throws Hambrick for a loss.
Big Sean. You know, he really is a talented guy. You know, but he's been out on the field the whole time. They don't have depth at that position right now. They're not suiting Corey Redding. Okay, he can't go. They need people otherwhere. Kelvin Pritchard is the only guy in the rotation. There's only 3 defensive tackles. The time of possession, which we showed earlier, this guy, he's been out on the field all day. 357's a lie. He's about 365. He's a nutritional overachiever, Sam.
I understand what your point is. Draw play, Richie Anderson. Hit hard, bounces off inside the 5, down to the 3. Anderson with an excellent second effort after he was hit.
Boy, there's nothing in football more demoralizing than this right here. Than a team to be able to line up, tell you they're going to run the football, and you can't stop it. To Sam, there's no bigger slap in the face in the National Football League than that. None.
14-yard pickup. Jamar Martin is in, but he's now at the wing to the left. He motions with Hambrick, the deep back. Hambrick straight ahead is upended. Nice play by Boss Bailey, getting underneath, making penetration and taking down Troy Hambrick. Ryan Young, who went out earlier with a neck problem and had been replaced by Kurt Vollers, is back in, number 75 at right tackle. There's Ryan.
You know, I say that about sign me now and where's Matt. I guarantee you, wherever he is in this building, there's nobody that hurts worse than he does right here. Watching this, he was a defensive player and prided himself on some great defensive play.
Martin in motion, 2nd and goal from the 5. Now Anderson shifts, the play fake. Carter waiting, throwing too high, intended for Jason Witten. He was playing with the plates in that broken jaw and a special protection in the helmet. Witten, he went to Tennessee as a defensive end. In his 2nd year there, they shifted him to tight end. By the time he finished up, he came out of Tennessee as one of the top tight ends in the country.
And he's a tough guy, a competitor. You know, when you're a defensive end and then you switch over to tight end, you're a guy that you don't mind getting knocked around. You've played the position before. You know what it's like to have physical contact.
11th play of this drive on 3rd and goal. Hambrick straight ahead, and he stopped. So Bill Parcells choosing to keep it on the ground, going straight ahead. Earl Holmes and Roderick Babers combine on the tackle. And we are coming down to the end of the 3rd quarter. The Cowboys have controlled the ball for the majority of this quarter. The Lions had it for about a minute. The Cowboys lead it 35-7.
I've got to have this for Saturday night. What's Saturday?
This is awesome!
You might want to check out these speakers too. They're shorter. Shorter is good. Yeah.
Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Best Buy.
Something extraordinary is coming to Amoco. It will change your gasoline buying experience, but it won't change your gasoline. You'll still be able to buy the same Amoco gasoline you've always bought, but the environment in which you buy it will be brighter, smarter, more inviting than ever before. And the best part is, this is just the beginning. BP, Beyond Petroleum.
Be there first, where no sports sedan has been before. The all-new 270 horsepower Acura TL, a higher form of performance.
Fox 17 Sports, where the big boys play.
Sam Rosen, Bill Moss, Chris Myers at Ford Field in Detroit, where the Dallas Cowboys had the ball for 13 minutes and 59 seconds of the third quarter. The Lions had it for 1 minute, 1 second.
That's 14 minutes to 1 minute.
Wow.
There's only one thing I count seconds in, Sam.
Oh, okay, and that is field goal for Billy Cundiff will be a 23-yard attempt. It's on the way, and it is right through. Cundiff, who hit a season-long 53-yarder earlier, makes this one. Don't forget, World Series tonight, 7:30 Eastern Time. Game 2 in New York. It's the Marlins and the Yankees. Marlins leading the series.
We engineered a material behind the dash called quiet steel. Only the new Ford F-150 has it, which means it's the only truck to deliver this. The sound of quality. The sound of the quietest pickup, period. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Come in now for TGI Fridays double glazed ribs. They're basted with our rich Tennessee glaze, then finished with Friday's tangy barbecue sauce. Tear into double glazed ribs. Only at Fridays.
There are ordinary disposable razors, but now there's new Sensor 3 from Gillette. Totally new handle, 3 blades, on springs that adjust to your face. No disposable shaves better. It could be the best disposable you ever threw away. New Gillette Sensor 3.
Ted? Hey man, remember how Ted was talking about his new acting job, but he was a little, hazy on the details? Right up here, baby. Well, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Pickle Boy.
I'm so glad I got to see this. Happy to help.
Picture mail that talks from Sprint. At Sprint stores, choose from a wide selection of picture phones starting at $99.99. Share it when it happens.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Sprint, proudly offering picture mail and PCS Vision picture phones. By new Gillette Sensor 3. By Midas. And by TGI Fridays double glazed baby back ribs. Glazed twice for a one-of-a-kind taste. Only at Fridays.
Back in Detroit, I have to correct what I said earlier. Billy Cundiff kicked the field goal 53 yards. It was taken off the board because of a Lions penalty. And then Dallas went on and scored a touchdown after that. Dallas with a 38-7 lead. Kobe Goins kickoff taken by Reggie Swinton at the 11. Looking for a lane, takes it outside, and he's pulled out of bounds. And Chris Myers, what's going on the sideline?
Well, on the Cowboys sideline, Terry Glenn's having a terrific day, right? He's being coached by Parcells for the second time with his second different team. Let's go back a few years, and we talk about the relationship Parcells has with special players. Curtis Martin, running back who he had in New England and then with the Jets, had productive years. Well, when Bill Parcells resigned as head coach of the Jets and said he wasn't going to coach anymore, Curtis Martin did something special. He took his team MVP award and he left it at Bill Parcells' desk with a note that basically said, paraphrasing here, that rushing titles, division titles, nothing means more to me than the influence you've had on my career, and I want you to have this trophy because you deserve it more than I do. And Parcells said that's the kind of thing that keeps him in coaching. It sticks with him a long time. We're seeing some of that today in guys like Terry Glenn, some of the other former players that he's had. All right, Bill?
Hey, you know what, Chris? You're exactly right, too. The thing that I notice about Bill that I love is his interaction with the players. And we sat down with him yesterday, and Terry Glenn came in, and he was kidding him and prodding him. And Quincy Carter comes in, and he has a thing with Quincy Carter where he shares trivia with him. He's always throwing trivia at him, and he gives him all the time in the world or a few days if he wants to figure it out. But he always has a relationship. He takes his guys. It doesn't matter who they are, where they're from, background, what they're about. It doesn't matter. He's going to be a part of your life if you want him to be. If you want him to be. And it's about accepting him. And a guy that isn't, for instance, right now, is Hunter. Bill wants Hunter to be one of his guys. but he's just not there. He's out someplace else, maybe caught up in the whole NFL thing, driving a big car, flashy clothes, all that stuff. And he's not playing within the confines of the system and things he can do. The Bills not going to give up on him.
McMahon throwing 3rd and 5. It's overthrown. Time for another update. For that, let's go back to JB.
Hey, Sam, the Giants trying to snap a 2-game losing streak, nursing a 3-point lead over the Eagles, and Kerry Collins inside the 10 has the ball knocked loose by the linebacker Mark Semino, and it is recovered by the Eagles. Still that 3-point lead. Back to Sam Rosen.
7th punt of the game for Nick Harris. Giants find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. They did it last week in New England.
The blitzing Eagles defense will get you every time, Sam.
Zuriel Smith trying to pick up a block. Steps out of bounds short of the 30-yard line. Dallas Cowboys, after giving up the first score of the game, have scored 38 unanswered points.
Maybe I don't own a fancy building or a big shipping department yet. But Brown still takes my business seriously. I can print labels, track shipments, order a pickup right from here. And with the time I save, I can build my business. Maybe I'm not exactly part of the limousine set, but I have a driver.
Small business shipping, synchronized. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
We didn't just give the new Ford F-150 more horsepower. We gave it the most low-end torque. Why did we push farther than anyone else? So you could do more than anyone else. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
This is Roy Williams of the Dallas Cowboys. Roy helps United Way by volunteering in his community to improve people's lives. He knows what matters. Today, he's teaching kids important lessons for life.
Now remember, these guys are like your linemen, and she is your tailback. And most importantly, this is a quarterback, protected at all costs.
So is this a Hail Mary?
No, that would be checkmate.
Right after this, game 2 of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Most of you will see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the 49ers. Some of you will see Washington at Buffalo. Others will see Chicago at Seattle. The biggest stories are in the NFC. The NFC is on Fox. Chad Hutchinson in at quarterback for this 4th quarter, replacing Quincy Carter, and Troy Hambrick is thrown for a loss. First action of the season for Chad Hutchinson, who ended last year as the starting quarterback. In talking to Bill Parcells about him, he said he just doesn't have that much experience. Thinks he's a good athlete. We know that. He was a professional baseball player. Just needs more experience. Quincy Carter, an outstanding day for him. First time he's thrown 3 touchdowns in a game. Superb game for Quincy Carter. All 3 touchdown passes to Terry Glenn. On second down, it's Hambrick. Slips one man and another and a third. You know who missed a lot of tackles in this game? Barrett Green. He hustles, he runs the field well, but he seems to miss tackles. And I'm sure that's something that really frustrates the coaching staff.
Well, we talked to Kurt Schottenheimer. And one of the first things I asked him, I said, hey, Kurt, did you get the tackling dummy out during the bye week? Because missed tackles has been something that's really plagued the Lions defense. We go back, I remember the second game of the season up in Green Bay. Corey Harris missed that tackle on Amon Green. He was 8th man in the box, comes up, was right there to make the tackle, missed it. Amon Green takes it 50, 60 some odd yards for a touchdown.
Hutchinson on 3rd down. Flag goes down. The pass is incomplete as he was hit as he threw. It's going to be holding against the Cowboys. James Hall and Sean Rogers with good pressure. Saw the numbers on Quincy Carter and that quarterback rating.
Offense, number 65. Penalties decline. 4th down.
It's on Andre Garrod. That 133.5 quarterback rating, the best of his career. And Quincy Carter, who's been working hard, he's been diligent in the film room, putting extra time in, is developing and has played very well for this Cowboys team. 3rd punt of the game for Toby Goen. Cowboys will play Tampa Bay next week in Tampa Bay. Goen's punt. Reggie Swinton at the 34. Weaves his way, tries to get outside. Tony Dixon chasing him and fights off the straight arm to bring down Swinton. The tackle by Dixon, 40-yard punt, 8-yard return. Detroit on offense when we come back.
Maybe next time.
SSX3, rated E for everyone.
EA Sports.
Sometimes you need a little help staying in the game. Ask your doctor about new Levitra. But once you get in the zone, it's good. Ask your doctor if a new choice is right for you. Ask about new Levitra.
I break for yard sales.
I break for little old ladies.
Boys.
UFOs. I break for free oil changes. Visit your Midas mechanic now and get a free oil change with any Midas brake job, including our lifetime brake pads or shoes. Guaranteed for as long as you own your car.
Eliza Dushku. True Calling premieres Thursday, October 30th on Fox.
How many more people do you have to hurt?
Don't miss TV's biggest event.
Show me what you got.
The season finale, Nip Tuck, this week only on FX.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the next Ford F-150. Built Ford tough.
The Dallas Cowboys have won 4 in a row and about to make it 5 in a row, lead the NFC East. Washington is at Buffalo later today. The Giants are leading Philadelphia with 3 minutes to go in the 4th quarter by 3, as one of those teams will try to keep pace. The Cowboys about to make it 5 wins in a row and 5-1 on the season. That pass broken up by Terrence Newman.
You know, they were hoping they'd get a spark out of McMahon, but the fact of the matter is that's a dead cell in that battery right now, too. 0 for 7 since he came in. And you know what? That just may prove to me that it's what's outside, because none of these guys have really been open. Yeah. And there's been drop balls as well.
Well, without Rodgers, they don't have it appears that teams don't have to honor the deep threat. McMahon chased, runs, and it's a first down. He lost the ball. Still loose. And the Cowboys have it. It looked good for a moment, and that's been part of the story of this game. Just when he looked like he made a play, he lost the football.
Did somebody hit that, or did he hit himself?
I thought it popped out.
Did he just hit his leg with it when he cut?
No, somebody got it.
Oh, and Roy Williams says, you want to come in the middle of the field? Come on, kid. I got something for you.
Kenyon Coleman, defensive lineman, recovered it. 3rd turnover of the game for the Lions.
I liked Roy Williams. Wow.
It's hard not to like him.
Unbelievable.
Chad Hutchinson to Avion Quezon. And he is hit and thrown for a loss. The Lions have not been able to get much on the Dallas defense. Just 79 yards, 69 yards. 1 sack, 3 takeaways.
Total yards.
Yep.
Sam.
I think
total.
That's right. They won't get
yards.
They will not get 100 yards.
That's got to be a record. That has to be an NFL record.
On 2nd and long. Keep it on the ground. Cason. Brought down by Sean Rogers. Under 11 minutes to go in the game. The Cowboys will face some stiff opposition in the coming weeks. I mentioned at Tampa Bay next week. Then they're home to Washington and Buffalo. Go to New England. Home against Carolina and Miami. So the schedule will get tougher. And you can bet that Bill Parcells will be tough on his team. 3 wide receivers in for Dallas on 3rd and 13. Hutchinson gets time. Swings it out to Avion Cason. Gets 1 block. It's across midfield, but comes up short of the first down at the Detroit 49-yard line. Boss Bailey made the tackle.
Talk about that stiff competition coming up, Sam. And what did Quincy Carter tell us yesterday? He said, you know, you wouldn't know we're 4-1. He said, seems every time we win a game, coach gets tougher. And that in this league is what you have to do, because the stakes get higher each and every week. The more you win, the more pressure there is to maintain winning.
Toby going to punt. Way up in the air. Good punt. Reggie Swinton lets it bounce at the 5. Bounces toward the goal line and into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. The Dallas Cowboys with a 38-7 lead. Game 2 of the Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader is coming up. Some of you will see the Washington Redskins at the Buffalo Bills.
A truck like this isn't built in a factory. It's built in the farms and fields, concrete streets and construction sites that map the landscape of an entire country. Because when Ford builds the new F-150, there are promises to keep. And only one truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Hey, Ricky, Bill from down the block. Saw your dog got out. Anyway, I chased him about a block down. Took a header into a thorn bush. You know what? I'm scratched up, but okay. Don't worry about me. The dog is what's important.
I don't have a dog.
Whoops.
If you really want tickets to the game, just use your Visa. It's the card you know they'll take everywhere you want to be. Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL.
We are selling a lifestyle, a fantasy. My daughter is a good kid. I love you.
This isn't about political expedience. It's about doing what's right. Let's take him down.
I love you, Adam. I love you too.
His father is the district attorney.
He wants to destroy my business. Why does it matter who our parents are? Everything we have done is at risk.
You insult my husband in my home?
The rich man's dead.
The DA's son and the pornographer's daughter, they would ruin me.
I think you did the right thing today, and I think the public will too.
Anyone this obsessed must have a dark side.
Methinks I smell an affair.
In just one day.
What have I done?
From executive producer Jerry Bruckheimer, Skin, the series premiere at 9/8 Central tomorrow on Fox.
Lions have a lot of work to do as Steve Mariucci tries to find a way to turn things around. They thought they were close, but the game has not been there today. Just 80 yards total. That McMahon run before the fumble. 80 yards, 57 rushing, 23 passing. McMahon throws and completes it. And a big hit by Dexter Coakley on Corey Schlesinger, his first catch of the game. Let's go to the sideline to Chris Myers. Chris.
All right, thanks, Sam. I'm with Jerry Jones, the owner and general manager of the Cowboys. And given the performance of your team, I think people said, well, how good are the Cowboys really? And I know it's very early, but given your record in the division, are you a playoff team? Do you feel that way at this point?
Well, we're playing better than I thought we were going to play coming out of training camp. And we've got a lot of young players. They've really bought into what Bill Parcells is, his philosophy. They've got a lot of his stature, his experience. They've got a lot of confidence in what he's telling them, and you can see that in our play.
A lot was made of your relationship with Bill Parcells, what it would be like. How has that changed from the minute he took the job to now?
Well, Bill is, first of all, his stature. He's had a lot of success. He's got a lot of experience. All of that really meant a lot to, and means a lot to our relationship. We work well together, communicate a lot, and I'm just a big Bill Parcells fan, you can imagine.
Can you empathize a little bit with the Lions, what they're going through at this stage, considering you had some down years in Dallas?
Well, since I've never won a game in Detroit, I don't know that I want to have too much sympathy for the Lions. They've handed it to us pretty good up here, but certainly they have a fine young quarterback that's got a chance to really be a really top player.
And the Lion fans, not a lot to cheer about, but cheering when they can. Let me ask you about Quincy Carter. You were the guy who spotted him at a Georgia Tech game, drafted him. Some people were critical, said you took him too high, had a game of his career so far. Talk about what you saw in him and his development.
Well, Quincy's always had a lot of talent, but he's been given everything. He came into Georgia, started as a freshman, came to the NFL. We started him as a rookie right off the bat. And last year, the wheel came off for him a little bit, and certainly he's to be commended because he started, when he was benched last year, started thinking like a professional, thinking like an NFL quarterback. And having said that, when Bill came in with his...
We just had an interception. Darren Woodson behind you.
All right, good. Well, when Bill came in, it was set for him to be influenced by what Bill and his staff are teaching him. So he's getting the benefit of all that and knows it and is a better player for it, and I look for him to improve.
All right, thanks for your time, Jerry. Good luck the rest of the way. Let's go back up to Sam and Bill.
Thanks, Chris. There was an interception by Darren Woodson. It's negated by a pass interference penalty. Michael Ricks, the tight end, was going down the field, and he was pushed as he went downfield. Woodson upset. He wanted that INT and wants the ball, and he's got to give it back. That win was called for pushing Michael Ricks, the big tight end. So the Lions have the ball in Dallas territory at the Cowboys 48, 20-yard penalty. Cowboys with a 38-7 lead. McMahon throws, and the ball is dropped. The tight end, Casey Fitzsimmons, got his hands on it and dropped it. That was a good throw by McMahon. Mike McMahon replaced the starter Joey Harrington in the second quarter, and the Lions unable to do anything, looking for a spark, but McMahon is only 1 for 9 for 5 yards in the game. Landis Gary is the running back. Short drop, pass broken up. Terrence Newman, just a rookie, but he is developing into a superb cover corner. He was all over Bill Schrader, and without taking a penalty, he broke up that play.
Sam, you know, going back to talking about Terrence Newman, the young man from Kansas State is small in stature, but just large in his confidence and ability to play the position. He makes mistakes, and his confidence just overrides the mistakes. It doesn't matter. It really does, just like you saw right there.
Yeah. 4 receivers in for the Lions. McMahon throws for Schrader. Nice adjustment by Schrader. Came back to the ball. Good grab. And a first down for the Lions at the Dallas 22-yard line.
Watch Newman. Newman runs with him stride for stride down the sidelines. And what McMahon does is throws it on the backside shoulder of Schrader. See? He knows where to throw that football because Newman's back is to him. So Billy Schrader adjusted, and it was a throw by McMahon, who threw it short into the back shoulder.
Picked up 26 on the play. Fitzsimmons, the tight end, in motion. Orlando's Gary straight ahead. And the last hit is by Roy Williams. Dexter Coakley also had a hold of his feet. But Gary gets down to about the 16-yard line.
And just to touch on what Jerry Jones was talking about with Quincy Carter and how he's coming into his own as a quarterback. I mean, heck, the guy was thrust in there as a rookie. Okay. And in his 3 years, he's had 3 different offensive coordinators. Now, can you imagine trying to be successful as a young quarterback in this league with 3 different offensive coordinators?
And up inside is Bryson. He is pushed forward on the tackle by Eric Abagu. Falls forward to the 10-yard line. It'll be a first down for the Lions.
But the umpire got clocked.
They spot the ball at the right on the 10. So it's going to be first and goal at the 10. The umpire okay, Bill?
He got rolled on that play. He came up and around the line of scrimmage, and he just got rolled.
Lions have not scored any offensive points in this game. Their lone touchdown, a fumble recovery by Dre Bly, 67-yard return for a touchdown. It was the first score of the game. McMahon flushed out of the pocket, looking, faking, and grabbed by the jersey and pulled out of bounds by Willie Blade. He threw the ball as he was going out of bounds,
which is fine,
and it's ruled an incomplete pass.
Yeah, he's out of the pocket. That's why. You know, I told you about the umpire, Ryan Ballier, played before.
Yes.
It doesn't matter who you are. If you come in the middle of the field, that's Roy Williams territory. And it doesn't matter. If you're an opposing jersey, if you're a fan, if you're a ball boy, if you're the umpire, you come in the middle of the field, you are going to get racked by Roy Williams.
Second and goal from the 10. He does like the hit. Off the play fake, McMahon completes to Corey Schlesinger, the fullback, out of bounds after a short pickup to the 8-yard line.
Do you ever go to the carnival, you know, you got the shooting gallery there, little things pop up?
We talk about safeties that they have now. How about Charlie Waters and Cliff Harris, 2 of the all-time Dallas greats?
Well, they started the tradition down in Dallas. No question about it. And that's back when you could do a whole heck of a lot more with your helmet. But Roy Williams and Darren Woodson, they time it perfectly without doing anything illegal.
Man, nobody comes open. The rush is on. The throw. Casey Fitzsimmons was there. Mario Edwards ran in front of him. May have distracted him, but Fitzsimmons was open, but couldn't hold on.
I think he got his hand on it. Mario Edwards actually was setting that up. He was enticing McMahon to throw the ball out there. He knew exactly where Fitzsimmons was. And when he breaks on the ball, I believe he gets a hand on it. Yeah, it looks like he just got his fingertips on it. Yeah. And deflected it to the right a little bit. Fitzsimmons couldn't adjust in time.
Here's 4th and goal for the Lions at the Cowboys' 8-yard line. McMahon being pressured, hit by Leroy Glover. The pass is incomplete. Glover fought off the blocks in front. Great effort by Leroy Glover. And put a hit on Mike McMahon just as he threw, and it fell incomplete. And the Lions offense stalls at the 8-yard line.
There's Leroy Glover up the top right here. Watch him work Beverly. Gets that fistful of cloth, and then things just open up for him. He just keeps working, you know. He doesn't know what's going to happen. He gets the pull. He runs into his own guy, then the offensive tackle. Then all of a sudden there's separation. But it's all about effort as a pass rusher. Your first move isn't going to work. You got to come with a second and third and keep your legs moving in the direction of where the quarterback is.
See that update in New York. The Eagles scored a little over a minute to go. They lead the Giants 14-10. Avion Cason carries up to the 17-yard line as he gets playing time late in the game. Troy Hambrick had a solid game for the Dallas Cowboys, running the football, scored a touchdown.
Sam, we were talking about Roy Williams, and you know, remember you go to shooting gallery, you know, and little things pop up, you know, something behind a log and all, and then a flower and this and a piano guy and all, you know. That's what it must look like to Roy Williams as he stands back there. It's like a shooting gallery. Who's going to come across? And when someone shows,
they can tell you when that occurred. So they say 134.
By the way, 24 carries, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. This is Avion Quezon. The Lions are there to pull him down. Well, let's find out what's going on in New York. JB, what happened?
Well, the Giants were nursing a 3-point lead until this punt return here by Eagles punt returner Brian Westbrook with 1:34 left in regulation. He takes it 84 yards to pay dirt, and it is now the Eagles on top, 14-10, less than a minute left in regulation. Back to Sam Rosen.
Wow, Sam, thank you, JB. Sam can't speak right now. He's being doubled over in pain, clutching himself.
The Giants are finding different ways to lose every week.
You know, but the thing about it is, Fossil found out what was wrong with the offense, and he kind of fixed it a little. Now he has to find out what was wrong with the special teams.
There's something wrong each week, and it's not good. The Giants look like they're going to go 2-4. The Eagles, with a bounce back after they lost in Dallas last week, will look like they'll be 3-3 if that score remains the same.
You know, I'm going to say something. It's not meant to be derogatory. It's my view as a former football player and an analyst. And you're just talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, and we're here covering the Detroit Lions. And I see what Bill Parcells has done with his offense. He took what he had and he found a way to make it as successful as possible, to be able to compete this year, win games, and have growth in players. I think when you're locked into a system and you don't have the players at the positions to do that, you're locked into catastrophe until you get those players. You follow me?
I understand what you're saying. There's a flag on the play on the return by Reggie
During return, holding, receiving team, number 23, 10-yard penalty, first down.
JB's got another update, so let's go right back to him.
Well, Sam, Brett Favre and company trying their best not to give up. Brett Favre with the handoff to Najee Davenport. Take a look at the moves here by Davenport. He takes it 76 yards to pay dirt, and the Rams now have only a 10-point lead, 1:48 left. Back to Sam Rosen.
Well, if the Cowboys, when this game ends, the Cowboys will be 5-0 when they rush the ball 30 times or more. They've run the ball 41 times, and of course a lot of those runs in the second half when they had a big lead and they were just trying to kill off some time.
But remember that graphic we put up in the NFL and how it works, and if you rush for 30 or more, the percentage of wins goes up drastically in the NFL.
4 wide receivers for the Lions. McMahon at quarterback. Drops it off on the screen to Sean Bryson. It's across the 40 where he's hauled down by the defensive tackle, Dale Stewart. Getting back to what you were talking about, Bill, now if you're Steve Mariucci, now he came in with a similar aura about him to Bill Parcells. Success in his coaching career, and he's been positive, but things haven't worked the way he wanted it just yet. 2-minute warning. We'll talk about it a little more. Dallas with a big lead on Detroit.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Real man of genius. Bud Light salutes you, Mr. Footlong hot dog inventor. Mr. Footlong hot dog inventor. When conventional wisdom said no one could make a hot dog longer than 6 inches, you dared to dream. Dared to dream. The crowd cheered your 10-inch wiener. Wait, you said, I can give you 2 more inches. Oh. So make it a Bud Light, mister, for giving us all a bigger wiener.
Only one truck has crossbars that are welded through the side rails. That truck is the new Ford F-150. It has the strongest, toughest frame of any full-size pickup, which also gives you the highest payload. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
I always said I was going to be playing professional baseball. That's all I ever talked about. The thing that means the most to me is I want to be remembered as a Yankee. You either love us or hate us. I enjoy playing at home in front of the greatest fans in the world. And I also enjoy going on the road, people booing us and hating us. The bottom line is when you compete, you want to win. I live for this.
Watch the World Series on Fox. Don't miss it.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Brad Johnson arriving at Recon Park in San Francisco. On the other side, Terrell Owens of the San Francisco 49ers. The Bucs and the 49ers, most of you will see that game coming up. Second game of our doubleheader. Some of you will see Washington and Buffalo. Others will see Chicago at Seattle. Everybody, wherever you are, will see a second game. And it's over in New York. The Eagles beat the Giants 14-10.
Gone.
Eagles are 3-3, and the Giants are 2-4. Dallas will be 5-1 in just a little while.
And you see the numbers that we showed you earlier. The NFL style here is to run the football, and running wins. Now, yeah, those numbers could be padded by late games or blowouts like this where the Cowboys are running, but all in all, when you do run the football, good things happen. And I think it's important to find ways to run the football. And for Detroit, when you have Stocker McDougal and Ray Brown and Riola and Jeff Backus, and I don't care if you take Lovelady, your backup tackle, or Matt Joyce, and make them a tight end. And make it 2 tight ends. And you got Schlesinger, one of the best blocking fullbacks in the league. Sometimes you got to adjust to what you got to win games. And when you get pieces in place, when you get somebody, a star player at X, and you have Charles Rogers.
First down.
Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, then you go ahead and then you implement those things that you can do, with the specialty positions.
Well, the completion plus a penalty tacked on gives the Lions the ball at the Cowboys 30-yard line. So once again, the offense looks to put some points on the board for the Lions. And what has been a dismal day for the Lions and their offense. McMahon throws, dropped by Oz Hakeem.
They dropped too many balls, too.
Well, you know that. Today's game is produced by Michael Burks. That's Michael Burks. Directed by Rich Russo, associate director Tom Yohe, broadcast associate John Morris, technical producer Frank Phillips, studio show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy, studio technical supervisor Jack Simmons, senior producer of Fox Sports Bill Brown, the executive producers of Fox Sports Ed Gorin and David Hill, our spotter in the booth Gary Lynn, our statistician up here in the booth is Emmett McGuire. Computer stats Mark Sosna, and the Fox Box Ty Yohe running things. McMahon looks to run, missed by Kenyon Coleman. Flag on the play. Brady James, number 56, in for Dallas, in on the stop. A lot of penalties.
No foul on the play for defensive holding. Third down.
No foul. No foul. They pick up the flag.
You might have the argument, well, you need to run your offense so that guys learn what you're doing. I think from what I've seen out of the Lions so far this year, they're not learning anything. And I don't think they're going to learn. Why teach the guys that aren't going to be here?
McMahon scrambling. Buying some time. Throwing deep into the end zone. It's intercepted. Derek Ross, who returned to the lineup last week after missing the first 4 games with a knee injury. He had 5 interceptions last season to lead the Cowboys. Makes the interception and puts another exclamation point on it for the Dallas Cowboys. McMahon throwing the interception.
Some days you just wish you didn't get out of bed.
And I'm really shocked. I really thought the Lions coming off the bye week would give us a better performance. We saw them in Denver and they played well in that game.
The most disappointing thing to me are the mental errors. And mental errors are, the penalties, the missed assignments, the missed formations, drop balls. You got to be able to control those things.
A lot of action still coming your way. Second game of our NFL doubleheader is next. Most of you will see Tampa Bay at San Francisco. And don't forget, 7:30 Eastern time tonight. Game 2 of the World Series right here on Fox. Florida Marlins at the Yankees. And the Marlins leading the series 1-0. St. Louis has defeated Green Bay. St. Louis 4-2. Carolina will drop from the ranks of the undefeated. They're down 37-17 to Tennessee. Minnesota has an 8-point lead on Denver with 1:20 to go in their game. Minnesota trying to go 6-0. They're coming off a bye week. For Bill Parcells and Dallas Cowboys, it's 5 wins in a row. And every Dallas team that has won 5 straight games in a season has gone on to make the playoffs. The schedule will get tougher for the Dallas Cowboys, but Bill Parcells has had his team ready, and even when they struggled a little early in this game, they regrouped and got things going. And Quincy Carter and Terry Glenn had career days. Quincy Carter threw 3 touchdown passes. Terry Glenn caught 3 touchdown passes. And the Dallas Cowboys, with a solid effort, have gone 5-1. They have a 2-game lead in the NFC East. Coming up next, it's game 2 of our NFL doubleheaders. Stay tuned for that. For Bill Moss and Chris Myers, this is Sam Rosen. So long, everyone.
Over the past 10 years, some of the greatest moments in all of sports happened right here on Fox.
Florida, center field, the Diamondbacks are world champions.
You are watching Fox Sports, celebrating 10 years of excellence.